Welcome back to the fight capital of the world for the official UFC 272 weigh-in show. Nothing lacking in the drama department on this card, my friends. Colby Covington and Jorge Masvidal, former BFFs, now mortal enemies, finally meeting inside the octagon Saturday night. Both men, as well as 24 other fighters, stepping to this scale over the next 2 hours. Welcome inside the UFC Apex, everybody. This is the crew. Laura Sanko, always here. Dean Thomas, almost always here. And Michael Bisping,
never
Hall
here.
of Famer, former middleweight
never
champ,
invited.
making his first
time ever.
Welcome.
I don't even know if I want to be here.
It's going to be really hard.
I don't like being like the
on the end?
Yeah.
Or the new guy.
The new guy. There we go.
I was the new guy once.
Nobody wants me here. You all want Daniel here, but it's whatever.
I don't want Daniel here at all.
It's okay.
This is going to be the most truthful, wonderful show. We've got DJ Mikey B in the house. I'm thrilled.
Yeah, he has his Burberry shirt on. He is looking fresh. He is kissed and made up with.
Why am I
Masvidal.
getting abused?
It's outstanding.
No, all they've done is talk about my shirt. That's a very British-looking shirt. Look at you. Dan, you look like a granddad. Why are you dressed like a granddad? Do you have grandchildren?
He does not have New Balance
I'm
on.
halfway there. I'm halfway there. Thank you, Michael. RJ Clifford going to be with us as well, as he always is. There is more. Well, you know, let me tell you something. There's always a belt on the line on this show, Michael. I don't know if you knew this, but there will be a belt handed out at the end of the day. I know you've had a belt before. This one might mean a little more to you, possibly.
Brings back a lot of memories.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. So the Wheel of Misfortune, since you have not been on here before, will be spun numerous times throughout the show. RJ, just give us a little spin here, maybe an example.
It's all fun and games here on this show. Well, the games aren't that fun. Okay, the shocker.
Oh, boy.
It's exactly what you think it is, Mike.
Yes.
And I'll demonstrate because that's what I do on this show.
It's really the anticipation.
It's the anticipation.
Just keep watching, Michael. Just wait.
I'm fascinated.
It's the horror music that gets you. I'm trying to pretend it's not going to happen.
It's coming,
talk my
dude.
through it. It's the long one.
It's a really long one.
Oh, there's a warning.
It works.
I don't know if you know this, but my life is a wheel of misfortune.
Yeah.
And the consequences are normally a lot worse than that.
Now, I want to know why it is that I don't have a belt, because the last time I was on the show, I had the belt.
The division moved on. It's
Okay,
fine.
we will be talking about the belt. It's going to be handed out many times throughout the show as we take a look at the early prelims. You can watch on ESPN Plus and UFC Fight Pass. Dustin Jacoby kicking things off, unbeaten in his second UFC stint. And then Brian Kelleher, the Long Island native, taking on Umar Nurmagomedov, part of that Dagestan crew, to wrap up the early prelims. The prelims on ESPN, Maria Agapova and Marina Moroz kicking things off in that one. The Tarantula, Jalen Turner and Jamie Malarkey going to wrap things up. And then we head to the main card, a heavyweight bout between Sergey Spivak and Greg Hardy. Hardy trying to come back after that nasty loss to Tai Tuivasa. Kevin Holland, among 7 fighters who are ready to weigh in as we speak, says he's going to come in at 169. And, of course, the co-main event, Rafael Dos Anjos and Renato Moicano, who landed in Vegas on Wednesday night. Been a travel schedule for him, taking his fight on short notice. And then, of course, Colby and Jorge in the 5-round main event, BFFs turned mortal enemies. This is going to be fun. And with that being said, let's bring in John Anik, the voice of the UFC. He is emceeing our weigh-ins that are getting ready to start in just a matter of moments. And this is one of the most highly anticipated matchups in years. And let's start with Colby, because obviously there's a persona there that we see on camera. When you get him off camera in the fighter meetings, what kind of information did you glean from Colby Covington?
Well, it's good to be with you guys as always. Certainly our conversation with him is more technical than it is trash talk, but that doesn't mean that he holds things back in terms of the venom that he has for Jorge Masvidal. But I believe overall his energy, his vibe is pretty consistent. I mean, he's told everybody within earshot this week that this rivalry fight feels different. There's a whole different level of animosity with Masvidal than there was with previous opponents like Tyron Woodley. But to me, his energy, his vibe, physically, mentally, emotionally, has been consistent really throughout his UFC career, and I'm getting the same vibe this week.
I love you repping with the Celtics jacket. I also love that we can get a look behind the curtain. Is that Edson Barboza over your right shoulder there?
Yeah,
again?
that is the legend, Edson Barboza. I mean, does that guy have enough highlights on his reel already? But yes, he is here. He is ready to weigh in. Handful of athletes, including Kevin Holland, set for his UFC welterweight debut. So yeah, I get anxious doing these hits in front of the athletes. I hope I don't screw this up.
Oh, you're always good, my man. You're always good. Let's talk about Jorge. He just signed a new contract, remains one of the biggest draws in the sport. The common thought here is that the longer this fight goes, the more of an advantage Colby has. Did Jorge give you a peek into his game plan a little bit in terms of how he was going to come out in this fight?
He did, and I'll keep some of that close to the vest, but I do think in terms of the narrative of this fight, I think it's a little bit of a simplistic handicap to just suggest that Jorge Masvidal's only chance to win this fight is by knockout. You know, Colby Covington is one of the most durable fighters on this roster. You know, I think it's going to take a near-perfect shot to get him out of there with a clean knockout, so it wouldn't necessarily surprise me if Masvidal succeeded playing the long game. Yeah, certainly I think prevailing wisdom is that it could be Colby late and George early, but again, to me, I think it's way too simplistic to say, hey, if you're betting Jorge Masvidal, might as well take him on the knockout. As you guys know, crazy stuff happens in that octagon all the time.
Oh, I love talking numbers with John Anik. Let's look at the rest of this main card, man. RDA, Moicano, Barboza, Mitchell. Is there another fight that really piques your interest?
All of them. I think for the heavyweights, it's a crossroads fight for Greg Hardy. You know, I think he's underachieved a little bit in his UFC career, if I can say that. So I want to see how he handles this Sergey Spivak challenge. But Bryce Mitchell, Thug Nasty. We know he can rap. How good a fighter is he, right? He's 5-0 in the UFC. This is a huge step up in competition, and yet he is favored to beat Edson Barboza. So that is a feature bout that jumps off the card for a lot of people, and stylistically, I'm fascinated to see how it'll play out.
It really is amazing, like the gleam in his eyes, the shine off the head. Everything pops more in the Celtics jacket with Anik.
Well, they won last night. They beat the Memphis Grizzlies, so I figured I could wear this loud and proud. Had they lost, this would be in my closet. So thanks for shining on it.
Yeah.
Not a real fan.
And by the way,
fan.
shout out to all my Memphis friends. Not an easy task these days with one Ja Morant. But let's talk about this main event here. When you look at the path to victory for Masvidal, like I said, there seems to be kind of one common thought, but he's a guy I feel like we don't give enough credit to for being technical, for being smart. We think of him as a knockout artist and a brawler, but that's certainly not always the case with Masvidal.
Absolutely not. I mean, he's one of the highest fighting IQ fighters on the entire roster. I mean, I think you talk to anybody that's fought him, and that's what they go back to, Dan, is just how incredibly smart he is, and it's all based on the level of experience that he has. He's able to make adjustments mid-fight, in between rounds, in between combinations, but that right there is what I think of when I think Jorge Masvidal, the viciousness with which he does everything inside the octagon. Absolutely crazy, but he's got a very tough test ahead of him, of course, is Colby Covington.
See, we live in two different worlds, right? So, like, there's the world that we see the fighters in the fight, and then there's the world in the gym. And that's where you get to see the real guy. And not a lot of people know who the real guy is in terms of Masvidal. Masvidal, not only is he an absolute dog, but he's such a technical fighter.
Very.
And not a lot of people know that. Like, no matter what discipline you're doing, he's always like the best guy at it. Like, he's the best boxer. He's the best kicker. He's the best. So, like, he's got all these attributes that not a lot of people get to see. And he's underachieved in his career. But this, we've seen in the last couple of years him turn it around, and I think this is the real test.
Yeah, and to your point, Dean, the man's had almost 50 professional fights, if not more. Every time you do a training camp, you get better. You know what I mean? And especially at American Top Team, with the guys that are down there, the level of the talent, the champions that they have, there's no question you're going to get better. But deep down inside, the man is he's a brawler. He's always looking for that knockout. And it's a very simplistic approach. He's going to keep this fight on the feet. If he does that, I think he wins. Colby, he's going to get the takedown, get the clinches, and that's his path to victory as well.
I think that takedown is going to be possibly harder to get than people are believing it to be, though. I mean, if you look at his fight with Kamaru Usman, it's easy to say, oh, Jorge can't wrestle all that great. We forget that was 6 days' notice on Fight Island.
He did okay.
And he did.
He went the distance.
Even Kamaru Usman said, "Man, I was surprised by the level of wrestling of Jorge Masvidal. Not just like his ability to defend the takedown, more so his ability to get the feet back.
Yeah, but you got to think
the fight back to the feet.
He's been training for Ben Askren, then Usman. He's been out there with Bo Nickel, training with like all the top wrestlers in the country. So he's done his homework to be prepared for this fight.
He's brought in a lot of those top guys to train with on a regular basis, Bo included. To your point, there is love, there is hatred, there is popularity, There are storylines aplenty on this card as we get set for the weigh-ins to begin. 10 fighters ready to go, including Kevin Holland, who will be our first to step to the scale. Among the 10, neither of the fighters from the main event, but here is Kevin Holland.
Hey guys, I'm Kevin Trailblazer Holland, fighting out of Fort Worth, Texas. Hey, Michael Bisping, what are we gonna do when we're out in London?
Did I hear my name then?
You did.
He wants to know what y'all gonna do when you're out in London.
What are we going to do out in London? We're going to go out. We're going to have fun. We're going to have some fish and chips.
170
We're going to
pounds,
visit
the
the
official
Queen.
weight
She's a
for
personal
Kevin
friend of mine.
So he weighed in at 170 pounds. He didn't make the 169-pound limit, but that's my son's favorite fighter. They call him Big Mouth for a reason. He loves to talk trash. First time fighting down at 170.
Right,
Let's see how he
scale,
does.
Competing in a prelim live on ESPN in the UFC's flyweight division.
And here is
Maria
the Contender
Agapova.
Series alum, Maria Agapova, Dean.
Yeah, I love her. She's so fun to watch. She's so unorthodox and unpredictable. She's got a tremendous reach, and she uses it really well.
Official
she
weight
fights as a southpaw.
126 for Maria Agapova.
And this is a grudge match. This ain't the only ATT
Is
beef
it ever?
on the card. Like, she's got beef with Marina Moroz from ATT. So, like, there's a lot of ATT beef on this card.
Yeah, this is a good one, going way
Right,
back
next
to their
fighter to the
days
scale,
training
competing in the
together for
UFC's
Agapova
featherweight division,
and Moroz.
10th ranked Edson Jr.
Here is the
Barboza.
10th ranked featherweight in the world. Edson Barboza stepping to the scale.
And I'll tell you, there was a time where I thought there is no way that this man can make featherweight, but he has not only made the weight, but looked fantastic doing it, really making a mark now in the featherweight division.
145.5, the official weight for the legend Edson Barboza.
145.5 for Barboza. And I mean, the skill set that he had at lightweight, you take that down to featherweight, nasty, nasty. The kicks translate, all of it.
All right, next fighter to the scale in the UFC's
Yeah, it's going to be a
flyweight division,
contrasting style,
Marina
certainly,
Moroz.
with Bryce Mitchell. Now the Ukrainian, the Iron Lady, Marina Moroz.
Yeah, listen, Marina Moroz, it's been a while since she stepped foot inside the octagon, had some visa issues. Certainly a lot going on for her being from the Ukraine, everything that's going on in that part of the world. So a lot weighing heavy on this woman's shoulders this week as she prepares for a fight.
125.5, the official weight for Marina Moroz.
As Dean said, these two do not like each other. And I mean, like, not like each other. They're talking about, I think she's going to cut me with a knife after practice. Someone called someone a potato. I don't know.
Is that a bad thing to call somebody a potato?
Maybe it was mashed potato.
I
don't remember
like
exactly,
potatoes.
but
So, like, if you call me a potato, I'm good with that.
Well,
if a girl called me a potato, we're fighting.
I think it was Fitz who
Yeah.
brought it up. She's going to have one of the loudest ovations when she walks out with what's going on in Ukraine right now. There's no doubt about it. And here is Renato Moicano.
All right, next fighter to the
this
scale,
has been
stepping up into the co-main
brutal
event.
travel schedule for him. We talked about it earlier, landing in Vegas on Wednesday night, taking this fight on short notice, Michael.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, coming off that tremendous performance recently against Alexander Hernandez, looked absolutely vicious, one of his career best. Now steps in on 4 days' notice.
The
It's not
official
bad.
weight
I mean, that's
for
what you want to see.
Renato
Got to respect
Moicano.
this guy. 160 pounds? Wow. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. I like the fact that he's taking this on short notice because that means we know where his head is at. You know, he's ready to fight.
One of the few to fight on back-to-back pay-per-view
All right, next
cards.
fighter
He
to
said
the
he
scale.
wanted a
You know
ranked
this man
fighter.
well, the
He
13th
is
ranked
getting
flyweight in
a
the
ranked
world,
fighter.
Tim
And
Elliott.
here is Tim Elliott, somebody that Misenko knows quite well.
What's up, fight fans? Timothy Elliott here, fighting out of Lee Summit, Missouri, out of Glory MMA and Fitness. Lorisenko, am I the only one that you've ever wrist
126,
locked
the
with your
official weight for
breasts?
Tim Elliott.
Oh, I'd like to see that.
I did actually.
How do you
submit him
do that?
Because I had it trapped, and then like I just cranked his.
All right, next athlete to the scale, competing
we did.
live
I mean,
on
yeah, it's a
pay-per-view
real thing
tomorrow
that
night in the UFC's
you
welterweight
know the worst
division.
way
He
to
is
go out?
Alex Cowboy Oliveira.
Some would say he wasn't fighting the submission
I just
as hard
think
as
the
he
worst
could
way.
have. You know, we'll leave that to history.
Dean, how about Cowboy?
Oh, the Cowboy, they call him Cowboy for a reason. Like, this guy is super strong because he was a bullfighter and a construction worker. So when you put those two together, this is a man's man. And he's got 10 kids.
170,
Weighs
the
in at
official weight
170.
for Alex Oliveira.
I helped
Fertile individual.
Yeah, I helped pass for him once, man. And I felt like he was kicking through the pad and was going to break my leg. I mean, this guy is super strong.
Yeah.
All right, next fighter to the scale, competing in a prelim in the UFC's light heavyweight division.
Here's
Michal
Michal
Oleksiejczuk.
Oleksiejczuk, the 27-year-old from Poland, Dean.
Michał Oleksiejczuk. It took me like a week to try to pronounce that name, but I finally got it. Michał Oleksiejczuk, very accurate puncher. If you watch his fight against Antigulov, Gadzi Antigulov,
206, the official weight for Michał Oleksiejczuk.
It was like he was hitting him with a stun gun every time he touched him on the chin. It was like he touched him, boom, drop, drop, drop. This guy's got a 75% finish rate. He is a
that brings us to one half of the featured prelim live on ESPN.
All right, here comes Jamie Mullarkey, the 27-year-old Aussie. He's rolling a little bit. He's won back-to-back fights after starting his UFC career 0-2, Senko.
Yeah, you can tell he's really starting to get his feet under him here in the UFC. He's got 10 wins by way of knockout, and this will be one of the first times he's actually faced someone with a height and reach advantage on him. So he went straight to the source and got Alex
155 and a half,
advice.
the official weight for Jamie Mullarkey.
150, did you say 155 and a half? Yeah, there we go. He went to Alex Volkanovski and said, hey, you fight a lot of guys taller than you. Give me some tips here. They worked quite a bit on this camp.
All right, we will stay in the lightweight division as we welcome our next athlete, King Cage, Devontae
in his last go-around in October, lost to Mullarkey. He was 1-1 last year, was the Cleveland native.
Yeah, he's trying to get some momentum back. I mean, he was one of the hottest prospects coming off of season 2 of Dana White's Contender Series, and he was bodying guys left and right.
156 pounds, the official weight for Devontae Smith.
Bodying guys left and right when he first came into the UFC. Hit a couple of bumps, had an Achilles injury, broke his orbital in his last fight. So he's here to get some of that momentum back, and he's excited to do that come Saturday night.
All right, next fighter to the scale, competing live on pay-per-view in the UFC's featherweight division. A man many fans have come to see out of the great state of Arkansas.
Every segment with Bryce Mitchell on
Thug Nasty, Bryce
How can you not love Bryce Mitchell?
My name is Bryce Mitchell. I'm fighting out of Searcy, Arkansas, and me and Coach Dean got to get together for a nasty rap video after this fight.
Yes.
That's right. That is 100%
You drop
correct.
a few bars there.
Listen, I'm gonna drop. Let's see what his weight is. 145 and a half. I'm gonna go in there and drop some bars with Bryce
Mitchell.
But the boy can flow. You can't deny his flow.
He really can. I don't know what I was expecting, but genuinely, the lyrics are fantastic, and he's a fantastic fighter.
All right, next we get to what is a huge fight in the UFC's strawweight division. You can see it live on ESPN. First to the scale, third-ranked Marina Rodriguez.
And she is one of my favorite fighters on the roster. I became an instant fan when she knocked out Amanda Hebos. She caught her with that right hand, and she's such a savage. She's got such killer instinct. I love watching her fight. Let's see what her weight is.
116 pounds, the official weight for Marina Rodriguez.
And she's all business. Like, she came here, she was like, I don't care about the hype between these guys. I'm here to do my job, and I'm going to get it done, and that's what I love about her. All business.
Coming in on a 3-fight win streak. All those wins coming last year in 2021.
All right, next fighter to the
opponent,
scale, fourth ranked in the strawweight division. Rodriguez's opponent, Yan Xiaonan.
The 32-year-old from China, coming off a loss to former champ Carla Esparza last year.
Yeah, that's not a bad L to take. And before that, she was 6-0 in the UFC, which I don't care what division you're in. That is a very difficult thing to do. She's beaten girls like Claudia Gadelha and Karolina
Official weight,
Kowalkiewicz.
116 pounds for
116 for her.
Xiaonan.
Angela Hill, the list goes on and on. She's got fantastic striking. She had to kind of reassess her ability to defend the takedown, but that's probably not going to happen in this fight.
All right, next fighter to the scale, competing in the UFC's featherweight division this time around. He is Brian Boom Kelleher.
And here's another man that can rap. In fact, it should be him versus Bryce Mitchell because
I forgot about
Brian Boom Kelleher, he can also spit the bars, as the kids say. Looking to make this a 3-fight win streak. Brian Boom, always fun to watch, brings a good pace, good brawling, excellent, well-rounded skills, and a very, very nice young man as well.
Official weight 145 for Brian Kelleher.
He's a fighter's fighter. I like him.
Yeah.
Like, he comes to fight.
Fun style.
Yeah.
Back at bantamweight after beating Kevin Kroom at featherweight just a few weeks ago to Tagir Ulanbekov.
All right, next fighter to the scale, competing in the UFC's flyweight division.
In the world. He will be fighting Tim Elliott, of course, Bisping.
Yeah, coming in here, another great wrestler, well-rounded skills. 4 first-round finishes, 2 wins by KO. Very tall for the division, uses that reach well. Nice straight shots, but when he needs to wrestle, he has it there in his back pocket. Obviously coming from that part of the world. Let's have a listen.
125 and a half
Easy peasy.
For Tagir Ulanbekov.
Lemon squeezy.
There you go.
Way to finish it. And here is...
we can rhyme as well.
Yeah, they all got bars
Come
around
on.
Let's do it.
You guys better
All
be
right, next
careful
fighter to the
because
scale,
you know our
set
producers,
to
they'll have
compete
us
in the
all
UFC's
wrapped in
featherweight
a few
division.
minutes, and I'm going to lose that
Nurmagomedov.
contest.
Nope.
Here's Umar Nurmagomedov, Khabib's cousin, made his UFC debut on Fight Island last January, looking to improve to 2-0 against the veteran Kelleher.
Yeah, and coming up to 145 from bantamweight, I mean, talk about having a lot to live up to, having that last name, and actually
146, the
being
official weight
related
for
to
Umar
Khabib, unlike, say,
Nurmagomedov.
of course, 146 here. And I tell you what, man, this young man is incredibly promising. He has all the skills you would expect him to have with that last name, but I would say he's more comfortable on the feet than Khabib was at this stage in his career.
Oh, absolutely. Like
Way
you
more.
see him on his feet, like he's there.
All right,
Like,
next fighter to the
it
scale
looks very
competing
natural.
in the UFC's light heavyweight division, Kennedy Nzechukwu.
This should be a good one. Two big guys that like to bang. I mean, you look at Kennedy, it's all about the right hands. Nice big high guard, but he's an aggressive fighter. Has some mixed results, but a lot of fun when he's on the money and he's fighting his kind of fight.
Official weight,
Kind of fight you want to tune in for and
206
watch.
for Kennedy Nzechukwu.
Oh, round 2. Took his slides off, I believe, or his flip-flops.
Heidi probably yelled at him, get back up there.
He looks in great shape, that's for sure.
He was on season 1 and 2 of Dana White's Contender Series, and he's 2-1 since
All
coming
right,
back
next
from that
fighter to the
ACL
scale, a
surgery
man who needs
in
no introduction, the
2020.
former UFC lightweight champion of the world, competing in the co-main event at a catch
Here he
weight of
is.
160 pounds, Rafael Dos Anjos.
I mean, this man needs no introduction. Former champion, fought a who's who of mixed martial arts, been fighting forever, moved back down to Brazil because he's still looking to be champion once again.
160 pounds, the official weight for the former champ.
Looks absolutely
Rafael
ripped.
Dos Anjos.
Former teammate of mine.
Co-main event is now official.
Just a great guy. Really is.
And you can't say enough about him. Like, he's taking this fight on short notice, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
You were talking about this co-main event, and it's obviously been fluid in terms of who's been fighting in this one, and RDA and Renato Moicano having to travel all over from Brazil. They fought just 3 weeks ago. It's an interesting fight to look at, maybe not what we expected initially, but how do you break this one down for us?
Well, they generally have very similar skill sets. I mean, they're both incredibly well-rounded. They both like to box. RDA, I would say, has a little bit heavier kicking game. They both can grapple. RDA really, digs into the wrestling maybe a little bit more, but Renato Moicano, once it does hit the floor, I mean, the rear naked choke all day long. I mean, this guy's ability, but he's not necessarily a guy who's always looking for the submission off the bat. He's tagging guys up with his hands, and then generally it leads to some sort of knockdown, and then he finds the rear naked choke.
Yeah, Dos Anjos is a fighter's fighter. He's a real tough guy, you know what I mean? There's no quitting this man. I've sparred many, many rounds with him in the gym. Great wrestling, as you said. Excellent jiu-jitsu on both sides. I mean, look at him here. There's Moicano. I think that was his last one, against Hernandez. Yeah, but kind of evenly matched on the ground, I would say. I think the wrestling and the strength probably goes with Dos Anjos. Experience, obviously, with Dos Anjos as well. But Moicano's on great form right now as well, so it's a tough fight to call.
RDA is going to be the first southpaw Moicano's faced in the UFC.
Yeah.
How big of a difference is that going to make?
I mean, that could make a big difference, but when you train at a gym like American Top Team, you're going with guys with all kind of different styles, so you get used to that. So, I don't think it's going to be that much of a factor of him standing in front of a guy who's standing southpaw, but I think the experience of Moicano is going to be a bigger factor than anything else in this fight, because here's a guy who's been around for a long time, had the belt, has
that
done everything.
That could be a double-edged sword,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. It could be. It could be. But another thing, too, is the same thing would happen with Moicano when he fought Jose Aldo. He had a little bit of idolization towards Jose Aldo, and I think he didn't perform as well because of that.
Like RJ does when he looks at me.
Idolization is exactly what I call it. Yeah.
Idolization.
It's funny you brought up, you sparred RDA. I mean, you were probably one of the easier opponents for him.
Absolutely.
He's fought 7 former or current champions. He's
Until
15
I
and 7 last 10
exploded
years.
his ear with
Until
a
you
head
exploded.
kick.
Well, he probably was a favor. Clean up that cauliflower.
Yeah, exactly,
right?
exactly. I'll try it on your face as well. I'll do you a favor.
Oh, thank you. No, I like mine. I'll keep it exactly as it is.
No, I'm talking about your face.
Does anyone have a harder strength of schedule than RDA?
It's incredible.
Multiple champions.
Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman, Colby Covington, and this is all the weight class above. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
He fought the best of the best.
Yeah, 37 years old, 15 years now inside the UFC.
And he's still at the top of his game.
For RDA. All right, here's a look at some of the fighters still to weigh in. And obviously we have some pretty big names on this list, including both men in the main event. We will keep you updated when Colby and Jorge come to the scale. Both men will be joining us on set as well. All right, we've been talking a long time about, guys who are living rent-free in your head, right? Let's apply this to this card.
Mm.
Pick a fighter who you can't stop thinking about. They live rent-free in your head from UFC 272.
Edson Barboza, easily. That spinning wheel kick against Terry Adam, it's not rent-free. He took out a second mortgage in my head. He's been doing it so long. I mean, he can knock you out into the head. He's knocked you out to the body. He's knocked out opponents to the legs. I mean, this is top 3 highlights ever in UFC history.
Terry Adam had a great career, and this is the highlight of it for him.
Yes.
I know, that's terrible. That's
Constantly
terrible.
reminded
That
of
is
getting
terrible.
knocked out.
It was like Ben Askren.
He's
Like
gotta hate it.
UFC 100.
You gotta hate that. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was incredible. Where do we want to go next? Who wants to go next? Dean, let's
I'll
go
go
Dino.
next. So my rent-free moment is the walkout with Alex Oliveira and Mike Perry. And Mike Perry. Well, I remember being, and when they were dancing, that was my favorite moment. I can't get over that moment. I learned how to do that Mike Perry dance. I can't stop watching this. I can't stop thinking about it. I just love this. Yeah, that was my favorite moment in UFC history.
I bet the producers love that.
Oh, of course. Yeah, look at him. Look at him. That was my favorite moment of all time.
All right, I have a feeling I know what yours is going to be because it's a little personal to you.
Yeah. I mean, I have to go 3-piece in a soda.
So good.
Jorge Masvidal in London. And the whole reason I even got to do this interview is because they thought he was going to be fighting with Michael Bisping. So they wouldn't send him to the desk.
Are you serious?
Yes, that's the whole reason I did this. Yes.
Big reveal.
Look at him. Look at him.
I'm talking to him, and all of a sudden I see his eyes look away, and then, and then I drop the S word on television. We won't mention that.
Oh, did you?
Well, I mean, allegedly.
Silly?
Allegedly.
Laura, keep it professional, please.
I mean, I said shit. I'm going to say it here.
Whoa!
Allegedly.
Language, there's kids
Allegedly.
around.
You're going to HE double hockey stick.
Allegedly.
Oh.
No, I would like
I've
it
just
to be
been told that
known.
we're allowed to swear on this show.
We are, yes. I would like it to be known.
That should not have been told to Bisbing.
I walked toward the crane.
Clarify allowed to swear.
No, not that much.
There's an English word that we use that I like
No,
to
not
drop.
the C word. Not see you next Tuesday.
Sean?
I still can't have people walk up to me with their arms behind their back and not have flashbacks of Masvidal just 3-piece.
Yeah.
Like just calmly strolling with the arms behind them. Like, oh, he's gonna kill me.
The second I lost eye contact with him and I saw his eyes like move past me and behind me, I was like, ooh.
The
boy.
crazy thing is more people remember that than remember what he did in the octagon that night against Darren Till, I feel like.
I don't know about
true.
that.
It's pretty close.
None of you from Liverpool.
Right, yeah, that's true.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. My rent-free
Yeah.
moment was that,
Yeah.
not the knockout. I mean,
All
just
right,
saying.
okay.
I'm going with one of the great entertainers in the game today, Kevin Holland, because he talks throughout the fight. He was 5-0 in 2020. You guys remember this against Jacare Souza?
Crazy.
Oh, yeah.
This was unbelievable. He's on his back in this fight, and he kind of lands a little bit when he's against the fence here, like a hammer fist. He pushes him on his legs, and then as he's getting to his feet, knocks him out on the get-up.
I mean, it
That
was
was
good.
wild.
It was great. It was original. We've never
But-
seen it before. But guys, please, you're forgetting about the greatest moment in the history of the UFC, the fastest knockout of all time. Yes, you want to talk about yourself. You want to talk about Kevin Holland or whatever. But what about this? 5-second knocked out cold. The main event tomorrow night. Ben Askren goes to sleep. The quickest knockout in the history of the UFC. How does that not live
I'm
rent-free?
gonna go with the most
I mean,
obvious one. I mean,
what is it that you like? The dancing guys, the gyrating of the hips and whatnot.
Yes.
Listen, for me, I like the fighting, okay? And it doesn't get much better than that. Jorge Masvidal.
is it
Very
difficult
good.
to breathe there up on your high horse, Michael?
Well, listen, it is what it is. you know
Very,
what I mean?
very-
But he is British with the Burberry shirt on.
my God.
You gotta give him
Riding
that.
English style,
Yeah.
side saddle, proper.
I thought I was going to like you more than DC, and it's
Wow. Okay, I'll just go home. Don't worry, DC will be back next time. You don't have to put up with me any longer. And you people at home as well.
I'm enjoying it. I always enjoy all the banter. Senko will go at all of you, as you know very well.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk main event here. A lot of times in these main event fights, it's I don't want to say fake promotion, but it's not real. The animosity not always as real as we think it's. That's not the case here. There is so much emotion involved between these two former roommates, these two former best friends, and this is something that you know a little bit about throughout your fighting career. I mean, certainly some emotions were real with some of your opponents.
Absolutely, they were always real. But this is different because I'd never been best friends with some of my opponents. I don't know if you've had a really good friend that sadly you've had a falling out with. The hatred's a strong word, but let's use that. The hatred is so real and so visceral. Do you know what I mean? So now they're going to fight. They're going to step foot in the octagon and go toe to toe. I said to both of them this week, when this is all said and done, are you guys going to make up now? You're going to shake hands? And they're like, no. So it's going to be interesting to see how they handle this because it can throw them off the game. It could cause them to overtrain, things like that, be too aggressive in there, deviate from the game plan because right now they hate one another. I believe they respect one another, and that's why the hatred is so strong. So I'm very curious to see what happens tomorrow.
You've worked with these guys. You know these guys.
Yeah, I was in the gym with these guys, and you're right, like, they were so close. Like, whenever you'd see Masvidal in the gym, Colby be with him. Or when you see Colby, they'd be Masvidal. So, like, they were so close. And that's what makes this so much more interesting. These aren't just guys that created beef because they were going to fight. These are guys that were loyal to each other and now have to fight and hate each other.
And there's receipts for everything. I think that's what makes it different, too. There's all this video and audio that we have to look at all these pictures of them being little, best friends and living together and all this stuff. But it turns the fight not into a fight that you're dying to win. This is a fight that neither of these guys can lose. This is a loss that will follow you into retirement. It's not about a belt. It's genuinely about so much more than that. Both of them want to win. Neither of them want to lose, more so than win.
Can I just ask one question?
Please.
Should grown men really be using the term best friends, though? Because I don't think so. I mean, that is so disrespectful to the rest of his friends.
BFF is better.
It's like, no, it's my mate. Yeah. It's my buddy. It's my sparring partner. Yeah, we hang out. You do not label yourself best friends. If you do, shame on you.
That might be a British thing. I
don't
know.
No, but you got to be real. Like, Jorge never really said he was his best friend. It was Colby saying that he was the best.
There's so much.
So sweet.
There's so much he said in this whole thing, right? It's hard to know who's telling the truth. They can't both be telling the truth. Generally, there's two sides, and the truth lies somewhere in the middle. My question to you, Dean, is because you know them both so well, and it is so emotional in the build-up to this fight. Is there one that the emotion could affect more once they step inside the octagon?
It seems like that would be the case, but we've seen both guys handle pressure brilliantly, and I don't see them deviating from that in this fight. I think that when the cage closes, they're going to business. They're not going to let the emotions get to them because they're such professionals, and they're so good at what they do. I can't imagine one of them being flustered by hating their opponent.
Yeah, listen, they are very experienced. They've been in there many, many times. But when you talk about pressure, let's remember, Masvidal is coming off a knockout. You know what I mean? Yes, he's been beaten before, but never had his lights turned off. You know what I mean? Getting put to sleep, I know I've been there. It's hard to come back from. There's a lot of psychological trauma. You can be gun shy. There's many different terms you can use. When you combine that with the fact that he's going up against Colby, a guy that he knows inside out, a guy that he knows might be able to take him down, might be able to handle him on the feet in terms of stamina and strength and all the rest of it, probably better in that regard. And you got knocked out last time out. There might be a little bit of pressure, and I think you can see it in the eyes of Masvidal. Or maybe that's just focus. Because he seemed a little different yesterday.
I agree with that, but I think what you're seeing is focus, because I think if he was facing a big puncher, I would be more concerned about the mentality coming off of the knockout to Kamaru Usman. But Colby Covington is not a knockout artist. He is a guy that is going to drown you in your own effort. He's going to create situations where he forces you to go up and down and up and down and up and down. And it's a type of cardio that genuinely very, very few fighters are capable of keeping up with. But Jorge Masvidal has excellent cardio. The only time we've ever seen him get tired is when he takes these last-minute fights.
Well, when he did 5 rounds with Usman, as you said, that was, what, 6 days' notice? Yeah. And he went 5 rounds.
On Fight Island, which is a whole other animal, you know? Yeah, I think it's better than we realize.
All right, let's take a look at more on this main event that we have been waiting for oh so long.
Cuidado que no respondo. Soy una bomba de tiempo. Guarda tu distancia que estoy por estallar. Te dijeron bien soy predador. ¿Pa' qué te pones con el mejor?
Although Masvidal and Covington trained apart, they remained side by side atop the sport. You know, it's a personal fight that needs to happen. If it doesn't happen, it'll be because George Masvidal talked and ran away and hid in the corner like a little bitch.
That fight will take place when I face her.
And as fate would have it, the road back to title contention now goes through one another.
Ya llegó el mandamás, se puso grueso. Te prometo que aquí nadie sale ileso.
This fight has been made. Finally, we get Colby Covington and Jorge Masvidal. It's a non-title main event, something we don't see very often.
March 5th, UFC 272 at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. It is about damn time. Sign me up. Let's go.
Pa' todos traigo, pa' todos tengo. Pa' todos traigo, pa' todos tengo. No vine a ver si puedo, sino porque puedo vengo.
These are two really good, really elite fighters at their primes fighting.
I signed up to be #1, and that's it.
I'm #1, man. Come prove it.
And you're never gonna find a fight where two guys know each other better or hate each other more or think they're gonna smoke the other guy as easily as these guys do. So they got a tough fight ahead of them.
The Ben Askren fight was very merciful compared to what I'm going to do to Colby.
No matter how much the UFC pays him, when he wakes up in a hospital bed,
no one will stop me from getting my hand raised.
All that money won't be worth it.
Come see me, bitch.
The universe is going to correct that mistake via me.
Oh my God! I'm a real fighter.
He's leaving that octagon in a body bag.
Come get it!
What I'm going to do to Colby's going to be uncalled for. And I can put my life on that, man. I can't wait. I can't wait March 5th. Let's go.
And here is a look at the numbers. Man, the former housemates, the former training partners, the former best friends, much to the chagrin of Michael Bisping. And I'm just hearing now that Colby Covington is on his way to the Apex to weigh in as we speak. I'm sure Jorge will be making his way shortly. But here is Ludovic Klein, the 27-year-old southpaw from Slovakia, trying to even his record at 2-2 after losing both fights.
Luda! Yeah, so he's the first Slavic fighter to be signed to the UFC.
156 pounds, the official weight for Ludovic Klein.
156 pounds. Yeah, I saw him in the gym yesterday at the PI. I said, man, you are bigger than me. How are you going to make this weight? He obviously just made it, but he told me he likes rock music and he likes to eat cheeseburgers right after the fight.
I was going to say, bigger than you, Dean.
Yeah,
Come on, what are you, 200?
Yeah,
Come on,
but
bro.
that was why I was shocked. That was why I mean, his shoulders and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, talk about here, nobody got me here except DC.
Bisping doesn't pull any.
I don't know. I'm giving you a run for your money, bro.
Yeah, you and me both. All right, let's do a little rapid fire.
Let's do it.
In America, this means fast.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Very xenophobic of you there,
Yeah.
but whatever. It's okay. Yes, I'm English, everyone. Been in the UFC now for about 17 years. Right. You might know that by now, but it's okay.
Yeah.
You're
I
new
just
to the sport.
want to reiterate
NFL
things
guy,
with you.
You're new. This is fighting. This is a real sport.
All right, you ready?
Please.
Okay, here we go. Buy or sell. Jorge's only path to victory over Colby is a finish. You cannot answer this because you're calling the fights, Bisping. So we'll start with Senko.
Sell. I don't think I think his most obvious path to victory is, of course, a knockout. But I think he can get it done via decision only because, Sell. I'm already messing this up, guys. Just go to D.
So if it's a decision, Colby's going to win. Is that 100% the case, you think?
Probably yes, but I'm just saying I think there actually is a possibility that Jorge could if he defends the takedown, just move on. I'm losing.
No, I sell because Jorge can win this fight by decision. He can hurt Colby enough to where Colby slows down, but Colby's defense will be good enough to hold up. So, I'm selling that.
Yeah, and I mean, even
Sell
Camaro says the takedown D better than he thought with Jorge. Okay, over/under Covington's takedown attempts 5. Over/under 5 takedown attempts for Colby.
Over, that's an obvious one. I mean, that is the path to victory. He can strike, but I mean, that's the path to victory here.
Oh, it has to be over. It has to be over. If he doesn't, then he loses his fight. It has to
over and out, without question. I say 5 in the first round.
Wow.
At least.
5 attempts in
maybe
the first
6.
round. All right.
Why not?
I like it.
7.
True.
That's the next number.
True or false? Colby and Jorge will have a sportsmanship exchange following the fight. I think we can all agree on this one.
I can't even answer that.
Zero
There's
chance that happens.
Zero chance. If you mean a sportsman-like exchange, lots of middle fingers and lots of police involved, sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt if there was a riot after the fight. Yeah, there ain't gonna be no sportsmanship. They better make sure that the riot squad is on alert.
I think a very sportsman-like approach, much like Khabib and McGregor, something along those lines.
Yeah.
Something sporty.
Very respectful.
Who's winning the trash talk battle in terms of the mental warfare?
Ooh, in terms
Colby
of
or
the
Jorge?
mental warfare, neither. That was a wash. That press, yes, I can. I'm making
You
up.
can't pick
yes,
neither.
I can. That press conference was just. It was like watching The View. They just constantly are just yelling at each other, and you can't hear anything, and no one's really winning, and no one's.
I thought it was
losing.
like a couple of little kids. Like I didn't find it as entertaining as I have other press conferences because I
No.
feel like the bar was lowered a little bit on that one.
I'm going to go Jorge. I think that he's been winning. But you're right. Like, it's been so mean that you're just like, wow, like, they're not really clever. It's just mean stuff that they're saying to each other. But I'm going to go Jorge on that.
Colby Covington, without question, has won the mental warfare. I'll tell you why. Because you're trying to throw your opponent off the game. You're trying to get into the head. You're trying to make them emotional. He's talking about his ex-wife. He's talking about his children. He's calling him a bad father. I'm telling you what, if someone said that to me, I would be mind blown. I'm going to kill this guy. And what's that going to do? It's going to throw you off your game. And that's why we do this trash talk, psychological warfare, whatever you want to call it. That's how you answer a question, everyone.
That's a great point. He is dragging him through the gut.
I agree with all that. I just don't think it's working.
So you don't agree? I mean, I agree with that, but you're wrong.
I don't.
No, but what it does is get you three-pieced in the soda in the street. That's what it does. It doesn't get you thrown off your game. It gets them three-pieced in the
I'm
soda.
more worried about Miami.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like what's going to happen in Miami when this fight is over is a whole other discussion. But I don't think it affects the fight. I don't think it's affecting Jorge now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. All right, fact or fiction? The winner of Covington-Masvidal gets that third fight with Usman right away, thus making Leon Edwards a very sad man.
Fiction. I think Leon gets the fight, and I think that either of them could potentially get a third, but no, I think Leon's next.
No. You can't let one of these guys get that fight afterwards. Like, I think these guys are on a different path right now. The championship is different from these guys. These guys need to be fighting for the BMF belt.
Money talks, bullshit walks the marathon. But that said, there's no way these guys get a third shot. I'm sorry, they just don't deserve it. They're great fighters. They're probably the next 2 and 3 in line, but they just had 2 shots each at the champion. You don't get a third shot. You don't have a rubber match when you lost the first 2.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They may fight him again. They probably will at some point, but come on.
Down the line.
Leon Edwards, everyone.
Yeah.
Khamzat Chimaev.
Bilal Muhammad. I mean, there's a lot of guys in line.
Gilbert
Vicente
Burns.
Luque. Yeah. There's a lot of guys.
Colby calls him something else.
That are waiting in line. All right, yay or nay? Rafael dos Anjos makes the Hall of Fame if he retires today.
Yay! Yeah.
Very enthusiastic yay.
Yes, I think he does. He's a legend. As we said before, he's fought everybody.
Yeah, for sure. Like, one of the criteria for me is like being a champion. He was a champion. He's fought everybody. He's been around 15 years. Of course, he goes in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, without question. I totally agree. Champion at 155, fought everybody at 170, been around forever. The body of work, the people he's fought, being a champion, being a black belt, tenure in the UFC. Yeah, without question.
All right, Bryce Mitchell, future title challenger at 145 for the Arkansan.
What's the...
Is he? Buy or sell?
I'm going to sell that for now. Yeah, I'm selling that for now. I think he's got to get his hands a little bit sharper, but, man, he's nasty on the ground. I don't want to disrespect the man, but in terms of title challenger, he's got a little bit of work to do.
I'm never going to disrespect Bryce Mitchell. I love Bryce Mitchell. I think he's going to be champion one day. I'm sold on this kid. I like him a lot, and I think he's going to be champ.
I think the way that Volkanovski and Max Holloway, they're dominating the division, they need fresh blood. You know what I mean? And Bryce Mitchell, undefeated right now, exciting style, crazy submissions. You're right about the hands, a little catch up to do in that regard. But yeah, why not?
Okay, why not? All right, we do have Colby Covington. We told you he was on his way to the Apex. Not only has he arrived, but he is in the process of stepping to the scale as we speak.
All right, next fighter to the scale is the man around whom this fight card was built, the former UFC interim welterweight champion and the #1 contender, Colby Chaos Covington. $170.5, the official weight for Colby Covington.
305. That's the 305, Miami.
I'm just not down with the kids.
He's the king of Miami.
Jorge might maybe
Yeah.
argue
Oh,
that.
well,
but
according
yeah.
to Colby, he's the king of Miami.
No, he looked good. He looked great.
He did look good. I mean, listen, he's lost twice in 7 years, and both of them have been to the champ. I mean, this is a guy who's fighting well, and he looked obviously a lot better the second go around with Kamaru than he did the first time.
And he certainly seems like he had a decent weight cut. Didn't
Yeah,
walk
I
out
mean,
there
yeah,
looking bad.
He bounced up to the
skipping
scale,
out,
yeah.
smile on his face, and that's what
He
you
doesn't
want to
look
see. When you got a big fight, a successful weight cut is the first part of the recipe to success.
Yeah, he doesn't look sucked out at all.
Tan game on point.
Also
Yeah.
very tan.
Yeah, I'm glad RJ noticed that. Good job, RJ.
He's a true professional when it comes to these things. Like his training, his weight cuts, like everything is very professional about what Colby Covington does with all this stuff.
I mean, you can tell. I mean, you can't have
Next
the
fighter
cardio
to
look
the
that he
scale,
does
competing
without
in the
being,
UFC's heavyweight
minding
division
your P's and
live
Q's
on
at all
pay-per-view. Sergey Spivak.
Yeah, some of the best cardio in the game. Here's the 27-year-old from the Republic of Moldova, Sergey the Polar Bear Spivak.
The always talkative Sergey Spivak. He actually moved his camp to Las Vegas, been training at Extreme Couture, and I asked Eric about him, and he said, you know, he doesn't say much in the gym, pretty quiet guy, and I was like, oh, wow, surprise, surprise.
243
he said
and
he
a
was
half,
one of
the
the
official
few
weight for
people who
Sergey
actually
Spivak.
volunteered to spar Francis Ngannou and said, you know, listen, there were moments where he would get the better of him. He's got fantastic judo, really, really well-rounded skill set for heavyweight.
Oh, he's beaten Tai Tuivasa and Alexei Oleinik. I mean, there's some good wins there, certainly for the Polar Bear. All right, you guys ready to pick rapid fire back up? If you're
Let's
not,
go.
we're going anyway. Good or bad move, moving to welterweight for Kevin Holland? Good or bad move?
I think it's a good move. I think that given that the grappling was the struggle, I think having a little bit more size will do him well in this division.
Yeah, I think it was a good move too. I think that you know, he always said he could make 170, and he did it with flying colors. So
Yeah, absolutely. He's very tall but lean for the division, undersized, getting out muscle, getting taken down. 170, it's not necessarily going to be easier competition, but I think more suited to that weight class.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Alex Oliveira's walk. I have some times for you here, okay? The average UFC walk takes about 1 minute and 50 seconds. Alex is much longer. Over under 2 minutes and 45 seconds for Cowboy to make the walk to the
Almost
octagon.
a full minute longer.
That's pretty wild.
Well, he's got to get the song out.
Over?
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, over. I think that's, over. I think he's
Over 245.
That's wild.
Well, the song has got to play. And as long as he has Mike Perry to dance to it, I think that, you know, it's okay.
I mean, in this instance here, you could clearly... Dominic Cruz would accuse me of not doing my research. I'm sorry, I haven't studied his walkouts. I haven't studied the dancing and the hip shaking. I just don't know. I'm going to just guess and say over. Over.
Yeah.
What's the answer? Do we have the answer?
No, we're
betting on what's going to happen tomorrow.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I didn't know if there was an
Yeah.
average we were going off.
It reminds me of when they sing the anthem at the Super Bowl, and you can bet on how long it goes. The average for an undercard fight is 145.
I just didn't know about like his average.
Yeah,
if
his
we had
average.
it down.
I don't know that we have his.
Dang,
his
I didn't do
average.
my
I'm sorry.
research.
I know, me either, and that's my
Shame.
job. So my apologies. All right, true or false? The winner of the Marina Rodriguez Yan Xiaonan fight will fight for the strawweight title, presumably against the winner of Nami Yunus and Carlos Esparza, which we anticipate coming sometime this spring.
Absolutely. This is a very definitive fight for the women's strawweight division. I do think the winner here will face Carlos Esparza.
100% without question, the winner of this fight not only will, but they deserve to.
Yes.
There's no one else. They deserve to.
How else can I agree with you in a different way? But the answer is yes. By the time you get down to me, you've said it all.
I know.
I agree.
I would rather not start every single time we do this.
No,
We
it's
can
all
flip
right,
it up.
Laura. You're just hogging it. You're taking the limelight. You're over there. Your teacher's pet. Brought him an apple.
Jeez,
you know.
Louise.
What a gentleman this thing is. I mean,
Why is he
jeez
so
Louise.
mean today?
All right.
I just get scraps on the end.
You're good at that.
Yes.
The Hanyak.
I'm good at getting
Jacoby.
scraps.
Here is, this is the curtain jerker, Dustin Jacoby, part of the first fight of the night, the first prelims taking on Michał Aleksiejczuk. Bisping, what do you think of this young man?
205 and a half, the official weight for
This guy's a lot of fun
Dustin
to watch. I
Jacoby.
mean, tremendous kickboxer. He's on a great 5 or 6 fight unbeaten streak now in the UFC, having a great second run. A lot of fun to watch. Love his style. Some of the best striking in the division.
RJ, back with us now. You did some interviews. You went around town. Hopefully you didn't embarrass anybody on this desk, as you are wont to do so often.
I feel like you guys do that well on your own, but if I can accelerate the process, I will. This first one, a little less embarrassing for you guys. We have another one for that coming up. But yeah, I talked to some the best fans in the world, UFC fans at the presser yesterday. Take a gander. Hey guys, stage manager RJ here. I'm at the UFC 272 press conference, just minutes away from Jorge Masvidal and Colby Covington going right over there on that dais and slinging insults at each other. I want to get a temperature of the best fans in the world, UFC fans, and how they feel this fight's going to go. Let's go check them out. Who do you think's going to win then?
You already know. Pure fight, game bred, all day, every day.
On a good day, game bred will take him, but Kobe's tough.
Man, I'm a Masvidal guy, but I think Colby's going to edge him out with the decision.
Covington, man. Hands down. Chaos winning me money on Saturday.
Team Colby. It's that pace, that cardio. I'm going to go with Colby. Colby Covington, absolutely.
I think I got Colby Covington. Colby Chaos Covington, baby. Let's go.
How do you think he's going to win?
It's going to be a verbal tap out by Street Judas.
Verbal tap out. So you're going to say, like, no more, Colby, no, it hurts too bad.
That's right, just like Tyron Woodley. He's going to tap out.
There's a 0% chance that Jorge Masvidal wins, and Colby Covington will TKO him.
So because you guys are 2 of 3 triplets and you can read each other's minds, I want you to tell me how he wins, one word at a time, alternating. Okay?
Yep. Third round by submission. And the new BMF.
You cheated. That was a bunch of words. Jorge Masvidal or Colby Covington?
Jorge Masvidal.
How's he going to do it?
Baptism and funeral on the same night. Knockout, right hand.
Who you got, Colby Covington or Jorge Masvidal?
And look at this.
Oh, you got nails? You got Jorge nails? Get a close-up of this. Are you shocked that Bryce Mitchell's be able to be as effective as he is with only 1/3 of a ball sack?
Absolutely. You know, it takes a lot of balls to be in the UFC, but the fact that he only has 1/3 of a ball sack, I mean, the other 2/3 had to be huge. So, yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
After Masvidal, Marty Fake Newsman, I know you're hearing this right now. Guess what? He's coming for you, son.
Usman his pants right now. I know it. And the walk-off. The walk-off.
He was very serious.
Very much so.
Yeah,
I hope Marty Fake Newsman knows what's coming to him. Right?
I couldn't believe the nails.
Right?
Like I
There
didn't
was
know
like
you could
an
get that.
actual entire portrait of Jorge Masvidal on her nail.
It was like 10-1 people picking Colby over Jorge. Like 10-1.
So they were giving us some predictions. I'm curious about predictions from you guys. You can't chime in on this, Michael, because you're calling the fights, as you know. Sanko.
Predictions on how the
Main event.
Who's gonna win the main event? Oh my gosh, you guys are awful. I'm going Colby Covington. I think Colby's wrestling. Man, it's like my analytical brain says Colby, my heart says Jorge. I'm torn in the middle, but I'm going Colby.
Get off the fence. Make a pick.
For
crying out loud.
RJ's going to make a pick.
Colby Covington, clearly. I mean, Jorge Masvidal, his star has risen, but I don't think he's been a better fighter recently. I think he's still the same guy. And he gets caught like against the cage all the time. I think it's Colby Covington just controlling him for 25 minutes.
Now, I'm going the opposite way. I think Jorge's got so many tools, so many dangerous weapons that I think he's going to be able to pull that off.
All right, we do have.
What about you, Dan?
What?
Yes, Dan.
Prediction.
I think right now Colby's 3 years younger. Colby's the better fighter at this point. Could I see Jorge winning? Sure, I could see Jorge winning, but I think Colby's going to win this fight.
Take it to the bank.
We do have more weigh-ins since this is the weigh-in
in the
show.
UFC's light heavyweight division.
This
out
is
of Romania, Nikolai Negumerianu.
Here he is, making his walk. 11-1. Only fight he lost was on his UFC debut. Rebounded with 2 great victories last time out against Ike Villanueva. Good back and forth brawl, heavy hands.
205.5, the official weight for Negumerianu.
Got a first round stoppage. There he is.
And he is good to go. All right, let's talk a little more about Colby and the fighting style. One of the things that Jorge has said going into this fight, guys, is that, hey, when we train together, I was usually at 155, and he loved training with me when I was at 155. But then when I got to be 170, I wasn't as easy to take down, to wrestle against. Are we buying that Jorge being heavier than he was when they first started training together is going to be a difference in this fight?
No, I don't think it's going to be a difference in this fight. That's not enough of a difference in grappling to really change the dynamic, especially when you're talking about in the gym setting. I don't think that's going to be a big difference.
When you're bigger and stronger, it's definitely going to have an effect on the wrestling, you know. But ultimately, he's still the same person. And sometimes you are heavier, sometimes you're lighter. Just depends where you are in camp or in terms of your discipline in your life. You know what I'm saying? But wrestling is skill and strength. If you're a smaller guy, you are going to have a better way with that.
But I also think, like, they're so different now as compared to they were when they were training together that I don't think that their old training was going to be much of a factor.
But what about the fact that when you're sparring and you're striking, you're generally not going 100%, right? You're usually going max like 80%-ish. But when you're wrestling, you can go 100%.
Wrestling's always 100%,
Yes.
pretty much, because you just can't do it half-hearted, you know. But you'll be surprised sometimes when you get the headgear on, you get the big gloves. I'm not saying 100%, but
You ever
maybe
seen this guy spar? You know when this guy was sparring.
99.99999.
You spar like Sean Strickland, apparently.
I train the way I'm going to fight.
But you're not throwing elbows.
I've never thrown an elbow in my life. Or a knee.
Colby Covington, by the way, getting mic'd up right now, offset, getting ready to join us in just a couple of seconds here. A look at the numbers for Chaos Covington. Pretty darn good. We talked about the fact in 7 years he's only lost 2 fights. Both of those have been to the champ, Kamaru Usman. And Chaos with us right here. You look good, man.
I feel good, man.
You should feel good. And I think this is you want to come up a little bit?
Yeah.
I don't want you that low, man. Yeah. There you go. You're good.
There we go.
That's better.
This is a unique one, you know, in terms of the emotions, in terms of, you know, there was you guys loved each other for a long time. Now it seems like you hate each other. I know it's a strong word, but this is the most unique fight of your career. Does that carry over once you guys get inside the octagon, or is all that out the window? This is just another fight?
For me, it's just business. You know, I've been very experienced in this career. I've learned to handle my emotions, and you know, there's a reason I'm Ultimate Fighting Champion. I'm not an Ultimate Feeling Champion.
What did you take away from the press conference interaction? Is that the first time you guys have been kind of face to face in a while? I know you went on Stephen A's show, but you weren't in the same room.
Yeah, that's the first time we've been in the same room in a couple years, besides, you know, maybe his last fight when I was in the arena. But being that close to him, I could see how heated he was and how hard the truth hurt him. You know, that's the biggest thing about all the stuff I say. It's true. And people don't like to hear the truth anymore. And if you don't like the truth, you know, maybe your actions shouldn't speak louder than my words.
You said that you're working on being more patient in camp, which seems kind of the opposite of chaos. How do you merge those two things together?
Yeah, you know, you got to have the right time to be chaotic, you know. I don't want to just be rushing in. I know how good my cardio is. I could go for 100 rounds, you know. I don't get tired. The last fight in Madison Square Garden, I was like, man, I didn't leave it all out there. I still had 5 more rounds to give in the parking lot. So this fight's about managing and getting all my potential out there in the UFC octagon.
Colby, everybody, I think, wants to have these massive knockouts on their highlight reel, but is there a certain satisfaction that you take in just melting people?
Yeah, there's a bigger satisfaction in that because anybody can knock anybody out. You could get a lucky punch, throw a Hail Mary, get that lucky bomb knockout. But what I do, I decimate guys from pillar to post. You know, I beat them down and beat them to a pulp and take their soul.
As you said, that is what you do, Colby. There's no secret in that. Tremendously high pace, wrestling, high output. When you're studying Jorge with your coaches, when you've sat down, you've watched the tape and you formulate a game plan, what is the one thing that you guys identified that's the main thing that you've got to watch when it comes to Masvidal?
Just his fast twitch muscles, you know. He likes to explode on some of his combinations, you know, like he did to Till when he knocked him out. He'll kind of lull you to sleep and then explode on you. So just keeping our hands up. I have such a different approach in my game plan with my new coaching staff. We're always keeping our high guard now. Before I was fighting with my hands down, you know, and I was getting caught. Now I'm keeping my hands up, and, you know, it's hard to get through my guard.
Now, with a win Saturday night, would you prefer to fight Usman or Dustin Poirier?
Dustin Poirier, you know, that's a more personal rivalry. He's said a lot of things in the media. You know, he said it's on site. He said we're going to fight in a parking lot. We're going to go to jail, this and that. So I want to hold these people accountable for their words, just like George Masvidal.
What's the ideal scenario, the ideal ending for you when you envision Saturday night?
Just leaving George, you know, motionless in that octagon and just dragging him through hell, making him pay for, You know, I don't want it to be a short fight. I want to drag him out and really hurt him, make him squeal for all the people he backstabbed and for the thief that he is, and really hurt him and, you know, just leave him motionless inside that octagon.
There is no love lost between you two, my friend. One of the reasons this is one of the most highly anticipated fights in a couple of years. Good luck on Saturday night. Looking forward to seeing it. Colby Covington, former best friend, Jorge Masvidal, getting ready to go at it. Here is a deeper look at Chaos Covington.
There's only one cardio king, man. That's it. You got the greatest cardio anybody's ever seen in this sport, man. Use it tonight on I got confidence in it.
6 years ago, he was one of several wrestlers brought to South Florida by Dan Lambert, and they have developed this man into a legitimate title threat. The UFC Interim Welterweight Championship fight is upon us.
Look at Colby right to him and gets the takedown immediately. Look at this. It's a 5-round fight. And he's coming out brawling like it's a 1-round fight. But he's just relentless with his pressure here. Oh my God, Colby, oh my God, oh my God. Nice. That cardio is just such a weapon.
Beautiful, baby. Beautiful. Minutes away from a championship, Colby.
Yeah. And look at this. He's got those Anjos down again. Pressure of Covington, and now not just the pressure, but the overwhelming anxiety of knowing that you're losing this fight to a guy that's been talking trash to you for weeks now.
Covington with a right. And a left hand from Covington.
Wow.
Outstanding championship fight.
Colby Chaos!
No one can stop my will, Joe. No one can go 25 minutes here.
The new interim welterweight champion, Colby Covington.
Covington sees the interim belt.
No one can stand with this pace.
Backed not only by his loyal teammate, Jorge Masvidal, but also by striking coach Paulino Hernandez.
1-2.
A staple of South Florida's MMA scene, who once helped the young Masvidal evade the trappings of street life.
Not only is Paulino Hernandez my trainer, but he's like he's my father figure. He's the guy that pulled me out from the streets along with my dad. He's the guy that said, hey, you have talent. You got to leave all that over there and come over here, and I'll join you on this journey, and wherever we end up, we end up.
With Masvidal under his wing, it was only a matter of time before Hernandez began working with Masvidal's best friend.
Paulino was George's striking coach his whole life, so naturally when I started helping George with wrestling, you know, Paulino's like, hey, let's start working, you know, a little bit after you're done wrestling with George, we can start doing some pads.
My coach trained him all the way from his amateur fight to his professional fight. But you finally get to winning that belt, he never pays him.
George tried to say that I stiffed Paulino on a fight purse, which is the complete biggest fake news I've ever heard in my life.
You know, he would curve it like, no, I already talked to him just last night. I promise you everything's heads on. I'm like, oh, you serious? Because I talked to him like 2 days ago, and he said you guys weren't good. He's like, no, I swear, I talked to him last night, everything's good.
He tried to use that as a way to put a fork in between our relationship so he could start beefing with me. As soon as I won the interim title over RDA, I knew it was gonna be on.
All you do is live on my couch, eat off my food, and rip off my coach. That's when I completely cut ties with this individual.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, as you can see, we're getting in the Arkansas hunting spirit. Bryce Mitchell is with us here. We're going to get to Bryce in just a moment, but we have to take a look at some of the names still the way. And Jorge Masvidal, Greg Hardy, and the tarantula Jalen Turner have yet to step to the scale. When they do, we will be there. But first, let's start with Bryce Mitchell. How you feeling? You look good?
I'm a lot better than I was about 20 minutes ago.
Well, thanks for coming on. I know it's not easy to.
Thank you for having me, brother.
Come on with us. We're obviously in the hunting spirit, so I'm going to start with a fun question before we get in the meat and potato stuff. I loved you on Embedded. I feel like it really gave a peek behind the curtain as to what you did and what you do in your daily life. Are you a better farmer? Are you a better hunter? Or are you a better rapper? What are you best at?
I'm not sure. That's up to interpretation on that one. I guess opinion on that.
Do you enjoy them all equally?
I really like winning fights, but I know I can't do that forever. That's why I have to do everything else because I can only fight for so long, you know what I mean?
No, that's smart. I mean, and you're setting yourself up for the future. This is your first fight in almost a year and a half. It's only the second time that you've been on a pay-per-view. What has this week been like for you in terms of the preparation for a very tough opponent?
It's been so amazing. I'm actually kind of sketched out about it because I'm like, am I supposed to be having this much fun? You know, am I supposed to be enjoying? Am I supposed to be more serious? Am I supposed to be, you know, because it's been so much fun that I kind of have to be like, okay, I'm here to work, you know, but then 2 seconds later, I'm just goofing off with my coaches and, you know, it's been amazing, you know.
Bryce, so obviously this is your second pay-per-view. How was the nerves, the emotions coming into this one? Obviously, it's a big stage. You know, you're undefeated. I mean, how's the mindset coming into this one?
I think it's my first pay-per-view.
It's your first?
Yes, sir.
Well, I've been hitting the head too many times.
Hey, me too, brother.
I apologize for that one there, Bryce. But
me too, brother.
Making your pay-per-view debut, sir. How y'all feeling right now?
Oh, God.
It's just an honor to be here, brother. And, you know, this is hopefully the beginning of it. You know, I want to do big things in this sport. So this is a good little path for me to be on.
So when I talk to your coach, Rolly Delgado, the one thing he says about you, and I totally agree with this, is that you are a real one. Like, you're so open, you're so candid and outspoken. Like, where does that come from? And give you that confidence. Where does that come from?
I think I'm real crazy, but I don't know what he means by real, you know? There's, you know, I just try to, you know, I don't care about, you know, putting on, acting like nobody else or nothing like that. Maybe that's what he means about it, you know, but I don't care to, if people like me, they like me. If not, they don't. I hope that they do, but I can't do anything to make them like me. I'm just going to be myself, you know, and so that's just what I try to do.
Bryce, as a fellow farmer, I live on a ranch. I've got cattle, so I understand the struggle there sometimes.
Absolutely.
Marketer. As a fellow farmer, I live in a ranch. You have staff that take care of everything. This man is doing it with blood, sweat, and tears.
No, I
breaking his back. You have nannies. You have staff. You have stable men.
No, I don't.
Stable boys.
I am the stable
Even
girl.
worse.
I am the stable girl. I'm talking to Bryce.
She's capping. Like,
You
I
cannot live his life. I also own a ranch.
Dean's been there. Do I do it or do I not do it? This is about Bryce Mitchell, by the way.
She feeds the little calves. That's about it.
Anyway,
I would love to have some staff. That would be great. But right now, I'm not there in my life yet. You
my
know?
question for you was, before Michael interrupted, that farming can be a grind because no matter what the weather is, no matter what the day is, there's never a day off. You have to do things every single day, regardless of whether you want to or not. Do you feel like that lifestyle is sort of, you know, dovetails into the grind of training, even on the days where you don't want to?
Absolutely. You know, and when I was a lot younger, I could train every day, just repeatedly all the time. And I've got to the point where I really can't do that in the gym as much as I used to. And so when I go out and I do all this farm work, you know, I can do all this grinding, like cutting down trees and feeding animals. And I mean, you're out there for hours at a time and 4 hours goes by and you're like, wow. And you didn't sit down the whole time. You barely even took a drink, you know, and, but I'm staying active in that manner without hurting my back and hurting my shoulders and my knees. Everything's hurting these days, you know, so I've got to minimize my gym hard rounds like that. I get a lot of hard work on the farm, and it's a little bit easier on my body, so long as you don't make mistakes. You know that equipment will kill you.
Yes,
you know.
I do.
And no, I almost got killed by a mama cow the other day because I was checking in on the calf, had to pick the calf up, and I thought I was going to die.
Oh, they'll kick the shit out of you.
Yeah.
So many times I want to jump in, but Dan Helly, go next.
Well, I'm thinking about a number of things. I'm thinking about your nutsack accident. That's what I thought you when you said get killed. But that was a whole different situation.
Well, if it was a cold day, it wouldn't have ever happened.
Unlike Laura, I'm not going to try and, you know, resonate with the farm life. You know, I don't know anything about that. But you mentioned that your body does hurt. And, you know, we have got to talk about the nutsack incident. You know, you did drill yourself. You know, we found out about this on The Ultimate Fighter. RJ, in fact, here we have a drill. And we would like it.
Are you going to have him demo it?
Potentially. Could you give me
stand up real quick,
demonstration of how this...
So, basically... Oh, okay. Almost happened again right there, brother.
Be careful, I'm going to hold you up.
So, basically, you never, under any circumstance, want to tuck this thing like that.
No.
Ever, okay? Ever. I don't care what nobody says. I can tell you from experience, okay? That's all I got to say on that.
So you never put it in the thing, in the shirt?
No, sir. Never like that. You get yourselves a tool belt, guys.
Yeah,
okay.
Tool belt's a good idea. You were working on something up here, right? So you had to stick it down there.
I stuck it down there for just about half a second, and that was the worst mistake I've ever made in my life. Yep.
Laura's ready.
I'm ready.
I have one question before you play Buck Hunter with Laura.
Oh, gosh.
This is such a big fight for you. This is an incredibly experienced opponent. Preparation-wise, are you doing what you always do, or is there anything special that you've done to get ready for Barboza?
I've done a lot of swimming and running, so that's something that I've added in.
Oh, that's new?
Yeah, swimming and running. I used to never swim. Well, I used to run, but there were sprints. I've done long distances now, so...
Can I ask why that is, Bryce? Because typically you would think more sprints, but obviously I get the swimming, there's no impact on the body.
Yeah.
But the long distance stuff, was that for weight?
No, sir. It was just my boxing coach just told me. We just started talking about some of the all-time greats, and you know, Kawasaki.
Kawasaki.
Yes,
unbelievable.
Yeah, I love that guy. But anyways, a lot of these all-time greats ran and swam, and I thought, you know what?
Stamina on the legs. The legs are the first thing to go.
And that's your defense. I'm not giving away no more details, but that's
as long as the legs are strong, you can dance around. You can save yourself from bad situations.
Your legs are your number one defense.
They really are.
And that's my boxing coach.
And you know why people don't say to run that much these days? Because running's free. Oh, these fancy trainers, don't run. I want to charge you $150 an hour to do this.
Right.
No, get out of bed and go for a run. Doesn't cost you a penny, and it's the best thing you can do.
Plus, it teaches you to breathe in a rhythm, and that's what you want to be in a fight.
The swimming is extremely good for that breathing, I noticed. When I started swimming, my breathing, the control of my breathing, it's harder to choke me out now.
Yeah.
You know, but the sprints, you know, you have to, in my opinion, you have to wait till a little bit closer to the fight to do those
100%.
because that takes
You'll
a toll.
peak too soon.
That takes a toll on you, you know.
Did they help in playing Buck Hunter? That is the question.
Usually I'm actually walking really slow when I'm hunting bucks.
All right, be careful on this step.
Okay.
Yeah, don't hurt yourself.
Okay.
Now listen, we know that you are an avid hunter, and I think that they just assumed that because I'm from Missouri and when I'm just one holler down from Arkansas, I'm only about 100 miles away from having the same accent as you. All right, we got to get situated
So
here.
is this how I fire right here?
Oh, we got to switch.
I fire with this one?
Yes. So
Okay.
you're gonna fire. R2 is fire. L2 is reload. But here's what I'm gonna tell you. I've been playing Buck Hunter since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, but always with a gun. And now they're putting these stupid controllers in our hands, and
You're trying to make excuses. She's trying to make excuses. She knows I'm about to get her. Okay.
You are about to get.
Okay, let's go.
You are about to get me. Okay.
Okay.
Well, which one am I?
You're the orange.
Oh, okay.
Oh, now I know.
I ain't moving. I ain't moving.
I'm telling you, I can't even figure out where my joystick is.
I ain't moving.
You guys are really good.
These bucks are everywhere.
Honestly.
Can I choke any of them?
A couple of regular country folk over there.
If we had guns, he would still beat me, but we at least.
You know what happens when you bring the farmers to the big city?
I'm telling you, you guys are an embarrassment.
Are you enjoying the cattle though? I know it's snooty. Are you enjoying
absolutely,
them?
yeah.
Do you call them?
Well, I tried to. At one of my ranches, they'll come to you.
Yeah?
And at my place, they're kind of scared. So
Okay.
Should be good to go.
Yeah, you got to get them broke in like that.
Good job,
okay.
RJ.
Okay, that one don't count.
No,
the
it
controller
doesn't.
was
Not
all
even at
funky.
all. Okay, let's do this guy. Dangerous trophy.
Oh, here it goes.
Okay.
Come on, Bryce.
Michael, why?
Because I like the way he talks.
Don't. You have got to stop
There's a
doing that.
delay on it.
I know. There is a horrible delay, and it's really difficult
That's
to
what
control
it is.
this.
Okay, now I know there's a delay. I can still hunt.
It's not moving. Who's orange?
Can I get
He's
bear?
smart.
Oh, snap. Well, you got killed by a bear. You're supposed to have my back. She's taking me. She's the guide. She's taking me out on the trip, and the bear killed me. You're supposed to jump in front of the bear, and then I run off.
Choke that bear out. You're supposed to twist her the crap
Let's do
out of
one
that
more
bear.
to see if one of you guys can hit something.
Oh, can I hit a doe?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
why
Sure, you
not?
can
I
hit-
could have hit a doe just then. I just didn't want to get in trouble. Are there game wardens out here?
No,
ain't no.
Bisping's not a game warden.
I ain't a game warden. Can catch me
Okay.
on foot.
You ready?
I'll tell you that right now.
You ready? All right. One of us is going to hit something.
There's a lot to choose from as
Oh,
well.
yeah, bam.
There's lots.
Even the trigger's a delay, though. I just found that out.
Oh, I hit a doe. Dang it.
But they don't count.
Can you guys just hit one?
I'm not even. Why am I not on the screen?
The orange thing isn't moving at all.
All right.
There's a delay. It's like you pull the trigger and it shoots like 5 seconds later.
We'll get, hey, Bryce, we'll get this fixed.
Okay, that don't count.
Hey,
It doesn't
murdering
count. It doesn't
innocent
count.
animals isn't.
We're still going at it.
That's fine. We're down.
Hey,
We're down.
Defenseless.
Yeah, you know, they're just minding their own business, having a little grass.
Pay-per-view, by the way.
Really? What was my first pay-per-view?
Your first one is against Charles Rosa at UFC 249.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a pay-per-view, brother.
Yeah.
Oh,
see? He's so focused.
See?
You're right,
Throw
brother.
me under a bus there, Bryce.
You're right. I didn't want to take more credit than was due, you know.
Hey, that's very nice.
Just keep being you, man. I enjoy watching all the videos and listening to the raps. And
thank you very much, brother.
And good luck. We're going to take a little bit deeper look at this fight coming up, Junior Barbosa and Bryce Mitchell.
Everybody knows every time I step at Octagon, it's a big show. This fight's not gonna be different. Everybody be ready because you guys gonna see the best Edson Barbosa.
When he gets into that zone, there's not many people that can go with Edson Barbosa. When you have to stand with Edson Barbosa, you are constantly in danger.
Oh my goodness. Oh! Crazy Junior Barbosa!
Bryce def not make a name over me for sure. You know, I feel better than ever. He definitely not ready for me.
Well, if he's underestimating me, that's a problem for him.
Bryce Thug Nasty Mitchell has certainly caught the attention of the MMA world, and perhaps most scary of all for the other featherweights on the roster, he is not impressed with anything he's done in the UFC so far.
I have been working on my farm and pretty much just training nonstop. I think there's going to be a certain point at which people aren't going to be able to deny some of the stuff that I'm doing, and I think this fight will display a lot of my skills.
Bryce Mitchell is an animal on the ground. I'm extremely impressed.
Well, I haven't been checking the weather forecast, but there might be another twister coming through, a big F5 Arkansas twister.
Set up a twister. No way. Oh my God! Bryce Mitchell! That's unbelievable! So nasty!
Everything I'm gonna throw to him, I'm gonna hurt him. Everything.
Oh! Ref, stop the fight!
Everything I throw, I hurt people. I hope he's ready for that.
Oh! He got him! Edson Barbosa does it again!
I will start to take a toll on Edson, especially if I can get him in certain positions, which we call cooking positions.
Cook him to the bone is the battle cry for Bryce Mitchell.
And no man can withstand being pressure cooked.
Oh, big left from Thug Nasty.
I'm gonna cook Edson to the bone.
Everybody knows he's gonna go down for sure.
Oh my God! Wow!
I have a more experience, you know. I was on this game for a long time. I think he's not gonna show me nothing new. I think that's a big advantage for me for sure.
I know he ain't facing anybody like me. I'm unique, and I think the biggest mistake he's gonna make is taking the fight with me. He should just move out of my way.
By the way, when Bryce walked out of here, he asked if he could keep the hunting vest and the hat, and he was super pumped that he got to keep it. Hey, you know what?
Listen, he can have mine. I don't like orange anyway. Make me feel like I'm in prison.
Again?
Yeah, again, yeah.
I like seeing Bisping with the hunting gear on. By the way, Jorge Masvidal has yet to weigh in. Is that a cause for concern?
No, listen, you know, he used to fight at 155, so he's not the biggest 170er, right? And therefore he's having an easier weight. He's like, I'll take my time. I'll rock up at the last minute. I'm assuming that's his game plan.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he's a professional. He's been around this game a long time. He's at the beat of his own drum, so he's doing it his way.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, you plan it different ways. You know what I'm saying? You do half your weight cut at night, you do half in the morning, and sometimes you want to be the first on the scale. Or maybe he did less last night, but he's going to do more this morning because there's not that much to do. So therefore, you're going to get to the scale a little later. Yeah, nothing to worry about.
The fact that he made weight on 6 days' notice in Abu Dhabi, I mean, the circumstances there are absolutely wild. To have that long of a flight, still make weight, no concern.
You know, we like to compare, right? Some people say comparison is the thief of happiness, but I don't think that applies to sports because that's what we do, right? We compare and we contrast. Colby Covington is the #1 ranked welterweight contender, yet he is not in the top 15 of the pound-for-pound rankings in the UFC, which is interesting because I think that he would be if there were not Kamaru Usman, if he was not in this Usman era, who of course is #1. in the pound-for-pound rankings. It's kind of like DC and John Jones back in the day. In my mind, in the golf world, it's a little bit like Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson. Imagine how many majors Mickelson would have won if Tiger wasn't there. or I have another one for you.
Please, go ahead.
In the world of football, of which I know you're a huge fan.
Big.
It's like Peyton Manning, who went to Tennessee with me, and Tom Brady. If Tom Brady wasn't around,
then Peyton Manning would be the best.
Peyton Manning would be the GOAT.
That's what I've always said.
Right?
You did say that earlier.
If you bring it back to this sport, though, it's
Yes.
kind of like Robert Whittaker and Israel Adesanya.
Good point.
Or Yoel Romero and Michael Bisping back in the day. Do you know what I mean? DC, obviously, and John Jones. That's another one. What else we got, Dean?
But let me ask you
RJ?
this. But let me ask you this: as RJ, who is really the brains of this operation on set, is thinking and mulling it over
I thought
right
it was
now.
the looks, but I guess.
Robert Whittaker is in the top 15.
Exactly.
Right?
He's getting his credit.
Colby's
Yeah.
not in the top 15. Why is that?
I think it has to do with his style. And honestly, I really don't know what it comes down to.
It comes down to his strength of schedule. But he hasn't beaten anybody in the top 10.
Well, also his finishing ability. He hasn't had the finishes as well. A lot of the time, he beats people down, but it also shows the strength of the talent on the roster. I mean, there's a lot of weight divisions. To pick top 15, not to get in there, isn't necessarily an insult. I mean, he's the number 2 or number 1, whichever way you want to put it, welterweight on the planet. That's still pretty good.
49 minutes with the number 1 pound for pound guy in the world.
And
no one else has done that.
But besides that, who else has he fought in the top 10?
That's not his fault.
It's not his fault.
But
it's
it's
still the reason
accolades
why.
like that and names like that, the
why.
resume that get you put in there, and certainly the way that you beat them. He has been very, very dominant in a lot of his wins. The only thing that I think that's holding him back is there's a lack of knockouts or a lack of submissions, and they're the sexy things that stand out that get
That's
you
what
put
I
on
think
that
it is.
list.
It's just a lack of sexiness in his
Still,
finishes.
I'm not talking about his sexiness. I find him to be a very sexy individual. I'm talking about his sexy finishes. Silence.
Just mic drop on that.
Sexy.
So sexy.
Stop saying sexy, Michael.
Everyone on the pound-for-pound list has multiple wins over top 5 guys. Colby doesn't.
But what about Lawler? At the time when he fought those guys,
Yeah, but those
were in
guys
their
were
primes.
Yeah,
Damian
no,
Maia.
no, none of those guys were in their prime.
They were on the tail end of the prime?
They were all on their way out.
RDA?
What about RDA?
Except for RDA, maybe except RDA. But the rest of them, Tyron Woodley, Damian Maia,
Woodley
Robbie
was on the back
Lawler,
end.
they were all on the way out. And he dominated.
RDA for
he
a belt.
dominated them.
For
sure.
Some
So that
wins
gives him
age better with time, and some look worse with time. And the Damian Maia, Robbie Lawler ones look worse. As time goes on.
Yeah, but they were still good wins at the time.
Right.
You know, you can't punish him for that.
But we're talking about
past.
this is the now.
I just find it interesting.
The now.
We're at now.
The guy
now.
You can't go back to then. We're at now.
All right, now, he's the number 1 ranked contender. He's lost 2 fights in 7 years. Both of them are to the champ, and he's not in the top 15.
That is crazy.
I just think he should be on the list. I'm not
Yeah.
saying he's 2. I just think he deserves to be in the top 15.
Who'd you knock off?
Yeah.
Who'd you knock off the
I
top
need to see the list.
I need to see the list. I don't have it in front of me.
Okay,
RJ.
I'm going to read it to you. Number 1 is obviously Usman. Then we have Adesanya, Volkanovski, Ngannou, Charles Oliveira, Holloway, John Jones, Dustin Poirier, Piotr Jan, Glover Teixeira, Stipe, Davison Figueiredo, Brandon Moreno, Robert Whittaker, and Jan Blachowicz.
See, they are all fantastic names, and I wouldn't necessarily kick somebody off. But as you said before, when you factor in that he went 49 and a half minutes with the number 1 guy on the list, 2 close fights. All right, one of them he got stopped in the 5th round, but it was a very, very exciting fight. And the second one, he thinks that he won it, and some people agree with that. I think that's crazy. I think Kamaru clearly won it. But still, the fact that it's even a debate, he should be on that list.
Yeah.
Let the record show that Bisping is afraid to name a name at the top 15 because he's afraid of hurting somebody's feelings.
Let the record show that has never been my reputation and never will be.
It is now.
Definitely not today.
Okay.
Yeah, can I just throw out like a couple names? I mean, maybe if he were to replace Whittaker or Moreno.
Whittaker's the number 2 on middleweight on the planet.
No, I mean he's
but
Colby's the number 2
But
welterweight.
Whittaker beat Cannonier,
Till,
and all the other top guys.
Gastelum,
all the other top guys.
Yeah, they are all top guys.
Fair.
Top 5.
No, it's fair.
That's why it's a debate.
All right, and it's always
Get rid of Davison Figueiredo. Go on, he's out. Go on. See ya. Sorry, they're forcing me.
Yeah.
Who else we got on the list?
Yeah.
Who else? Top.
Piotr Jan.
Get rid of him.
Glover Teixeira, champion.
Pierre can't even speak English. Out the door. There we go. Happy, RJ?
All right, let's take a look
Never
at the
been
On
more
the
happy.
Line crew. They have some good debates about who they're going to be going with in this one on Saturday night.
Thank you very much, UFC On the Line crew, the two resident sharps here to break down the main event at UFC 272. Yanni, I'll start with your take. Colby's a big favorite.
I strictly look at it from a betting perspective. And from a betting perspective, this line reflects that the break-even's around 75%. So for me to have any kind of margin and conclude I placed a good bet, Colby's got to win this fight 8 out of 10 times. And I just can't get there. And here's why. When I look at his record and strength of schedule, he won the fights he was supposed to, meaning he was a favorite in 12 of those. He won 11. The average lay price minus 278. That's an implied win probability of over 75%. So he did his job. On the flip side with Masvidal, granted, he may not be coming in on fire, but like I always say, when in doubt, zoom out. When you zoom out, he's been profitable if you're backing him in the underdog role. He's 6-4 over his last 10. He's 3-2 over his last 5. Think Till, think Askren. Those are the spots you want to back Masvidal, not as a favorite. And here as an underdog, there may be some value.
Yeah, I agree with what you said completely. But you got to consider something, the sportsbook's perspective as well. You're always going to have to inflate the line a little bit higher than you want, because I'm seeing nothing but parlays come in on the Covington side already, mixed in with obviously NBA bets, college basketball bets. I mean, so every other parlay that comes in seems to have Colby Covington in there, right? And we've also seen some sharp action just lay the straight price as well, causing the line to kind of shift up. But make no mistake, the money will come back in on Masvidal, I think. Just the way these guys match up. The narrative, I think, is probably Usman versus Masvidal 1. I think that's how a lot of people believe this fight's going to play out, and it very well could be that way. But I do think it's going to be a little bit more competitive than people think, and Masvidal could be a live dog in this spot.
You expect Masvidal money to come in on fight day because of the superstar he is and that price.
I absolutely do. And again, you know that Masvidal is going to know what to face with Covington. He knows the game plan as well, right? So I think he's going to be throwing bombs. He's going to be going, the time that he gets distance and space, that he has the opportunity to throw, he's going to throw, and he's going to throw with bad intent. And again, these guys have that familiarity with each other as well. So that's the intriguing spot. And that's what makes it kind of a difficult point for me to bet either side here, because I think the line is about right, maybe a little high like Yanni just said, but factoring everything in, it's a tough spot.
Some people will look for the edge in terms of the props. Over under set at 4.5, and they're shading the over. A lot of people expect this to go 25 minutes. What props have your eye, Yanni?
Again, I look for inefficiencies. I'm not trying to predict outcomes, and that's where I think we have a little bit of value on Jorge Masvidal to win by decision. When I break down my distribution of outcomes, meaning what is the implied probability that it'll be by decision, by sub, by knockout, I think Masvidal, if he wins the fight by decision, the probability is a lot greater than the plus 800 or even higher reflects. About 11% break even. I think it's a lot greater than that. So I think that's where I'm going to look.
Yeah, for me, I think there's one spot that everybody's going to want to come in and bet, and that's obviously going to be the Covington side by decision. Yeah. And for me personally, if you have to lay chalk on that side, I don't think it's a good idea. I mean, if you're getting even money plus money Covington by decision, okay, I understand it. But if you're laying minus 115 or so, I don't think it's a good bet. Everybody's going to be taking that, trying to avoid that laying 300 spot, right? So I think you got to approach this with caution. I think something's going to give. The narrative doesn't always hit.
We'll do a quick thought on the co-main event, which came together on fight week. Rafael dos Anjos was to fight Rafael Fiziev, I should say. Instead, he takes on Renato Moicano. Moicano, as you would expect, is the underdog here, Nick. What do you think of RDA getting back in there for the first time in a while?
First of all, how could you not love RDA? I mean, historically, if you look at the list of fighters he's faced, he's been in the octagon with, it's so impressive. I mean, he's been in there with the best of the best, right? And he's such a well-rounded fighter. He's got it all. He's got the wrestling, he's got the striking, he's got the jiu-jitsu. I mean, if you're going to put together a really perfect fighter, he's that kind of prototypical fighter, right? He's got it all. The other side of it, though, I think you could say the same thing about Moicano. I think he does have the striking that could give RDA some problems. He does have the grappling. He's got the wrestling as well. The only flaw, I think, on Moicano's side is that striking defense. He's kind of got that tall man defense at times as well, right? So, but the other factor of this spot, I think, is RDA hasn't finished anybody for a long time. So I don't think it's going to be as much of an impact here. And if RDA doesn't finish Moicano, I think Moicano can win this fight.
As a sports bettor, I'm comfortable with uncertainty, but to a degree. And the problem here is there's a lot of uncertainty. Moicano, short turnaround. We know about the flights, 15 hours one way, 15 hours the other way. It's too difficult for me to quantify, and that's the problem I'm having as far as finding value goes. I agree with everything Nick said, but that's the only thing stopping me from getting to the window so far.
There's some star power and some interesting betting lines here. Bryce Mitchell's the favorite over Edson Barboza. Kevin Holland, first welterweight spot in the octagon. He's a favorite over Cowboy Oliveira. Back to you guys.
All right, next fighter to the scale. Competing in the featured prelim on ESPN in the lightweight division, Jalen the Tarantula Turner.
This is going to be a good one. Jalen Turner is an exceptional striker. I mean, look how tall he is for the division. Jamie Malarkey, his opponent, he's a brawler as well. I think Jalen, has a much more clinical style, though.
156 pounds, the official weight for Jalen Turner.
Had a couple of submissions recently as well. Former training partner of mine, and yeah, I like the kid. He's good.
I mean, it's got to be difficult to deal with that length on a guy like that. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Jorge Masvidal, the odds, the latest I saw was almost 3-1, right, in terms of being an underdog in the main event. Do you feel like that's justified to be that much of an underdog going into this one for Masvidal?
I don't. I think on paper, I understand why people would want to do it that way, but I genuinely think that Jorge is very much live in this fight, and I think that they've been apart long enough to add enough wrinkles to their game where this is not going to play out exactly like how things played out in the gym, I don't think.
I mean, but you also got to add into the fact that the guy who's coaching Masvidal coached Colby for years, and he knows him well. He knows his tendencies. He knows what gets under his skin. He knows, like, where his weaknesses are. And those things are, like, you can really exploit that, especially when you're dealing with a guy like Masvidal who's got as many tricks and who's got as many tools as he does have.
And when there's two guys that trained with each other as long as they did, and yes, it was a while ago and they've no doubt changed a little bit, but the fundamentals, who they are as fighters, their favorite techniques, they're still the same. And like when I used to spar with this old partner of mine, Moses Murrieta, it was almost pointless because we knew what each other was going to do. He knew what my attacks were going to be. He knew if he was going for a takedown, how I would defend it and so on and so forth. He knew how I got back to my feet so he could try and counter that. So these guys know each other inside and out. To answer your question, Dan, 3-1, I think is because when you look at the two fights that they both had with Usman, Covington was very, very competitive, whereas Masvidal, the first one was a shutout, the second one, Mr. Anik in the house, how are you doing? Second one, he got knocked out in the second round. I think that's swaying the odds massively.
But you can't really base it off of the Usman fights because that's such a stylistic. It's so because Usman doesn't have the striking ability that Masvidal does. Like, let's be fair. He may have knocked Masvidal out, but he doesn't have the dynamic striking and versatility that Masvidal does. So if Colby stands up with Masvidal the way he did with Usman, it's going to be a bad night for him.
Yeah, that's why we can't wait, right? These contrasting styles between these two guys. RJ is getting John Anik ready. John Anik is here. Hey, buddy. Because we are doing a bracket of our own in the spirit of March Madness, which is upon us. The college basketball conference championships are taking place shortly, and then we get ready for the NCAA tournament. Everybody fills out a bracket, and we did our own bracket, but it's not for basketball. It's for breakfast. And John, you are the ultimate decider here as to who has the very best bracket.
What a tremendous honor.
Yeah.
I'm not much of a judge.
Don't let the power go to your head.
I know. I'm telling you. Well, I'm forever scarred from the peanut butter and jelly eating.
I know. I'm looking at you, and I'm pleading with you with my eyes to please forget that experience.
Yeah.
I was done dirty. It was not the right butter.
Oh, not the right butter.
It wasn't the
Nobody
right butter.
puts butter on peanut butter and jelly. I don't care if it's ghee butter. You don't put butter on PB&J.
Anyway, let me talk about something I really understand, and that is breakfast, all right? We have eggs versus bagels. Obviously, eggs is going to take the better of bagels. Eggs, very dynamic. They can be hard-boiled. They can be scrambled. They can be, any which way. And then, of course, between waffles and French toast, you got to go French toast. There's just a little bit more dynamic there. There is, after all, an egg in French toast. I feel like that kind of gives the edge. Waffles can be a bit dry. And then on the other side, bacon versus cereal. 100% I'm going cereal because cereal is...
Big upset.
No.
Big upset. Round
No,
one.
cereal is ubiquitous.
Wow.
It is everywhere. I looked it up.
Ubiquitous.
There are over 4,000 kinds of cereal. You can have it hot. You can have it cold. Again, it's dynamic. And then pancakes versus donuts. Pancakes, obviously, you can put all sorts of stuff in them. Between eggs and French toast, you got to go eggs. It's the classic. It's a healthy breakfast. It is, wholesome. Cereal between pancakes. I'm going cereal again for the reasons I named.
Wow.
And let me, I'm going to make this a little bit dramatic, okay? As I said, almost 5,000 kinds of cereal. Hot
that
cereal,
jumped up 1,000.
cold cereal.
I know. The second one was 4,000. That was 5.
I said over, and then it's like 4,900. I did look it up.
Wow.
Cereal takes it. It can be sweet. It can
cereal's
be
your
hot.
champion?
Oh my God!
Yes.
7
Sanko.
Yes.
You dead me.
Ask your children what they want for breakfast. It's cereal. When do you eat cereal? Also at night, okay? It's
If
not
you're
just...
a trash human being.
Well, I guess I'm a trash human being then, Michael.
Well, all right then, whatever you say. I don't argue with you.
Very salty on
My
this.
turn.
All
Okay,
right,
listen, I need to see my bracket because I can't see it off the top of my head. Although I am good, I will make it up as I go along. Eggs. Here we go. Eggs versus bagels. The only time I want a bagel is if there is an egg on it. Bacon versus cereal. There's a reason why there's 5,000. Oh, what's that? Waffles. Oh, eggs and waffles. All right, the winner of the eggs and waffles. I've never had a waffle.
He's not even doing the breakfast.
Yeah, go to the right side. I'm getting bad information here from the producers, throwing it under the bus. Bacon versus cereal. There's a reason why there's 5,000 types of cereal, that they all suck.
That's
I'm
right.
trying to find a good one.
They're still working on it.
Bacon on its own with something, we're good. Now where are we going? Pancakes versus donuts. They are terrible breakfast choices. Donuts for breakfast? Seriously, sounds delicious. But I'll take pancakes as long as there's chocolate chips inside them. French toast and waffles. Never had French toast. Oh, are we going? What are we going now? Round.
You're in the finals now, Mike.
Eggs versus waffles. Eggs. Never. I don't like waffles. I'll just take eggs. Very versatile, as we said. Very healthy and good for you. Many ways to have them. Pancakes versus bacon. I'll keep this quick. Bacon. I'm a meat eater, but I don't eat pork, but I like bacon.
What?
I like I say
noticing
that a
some
lot.
conflicting
You're really
reports
losing
here.
steam. On this. You're really losing steam.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like them together, bacon and eggs. You know, this is joint first, but we're going to give you one. I'll go with eggs. There's so many ways you can have them. Egg whites, eggs Florentine, eggs Benedict, omelets, scrambled, fried, over easy.
There's not a lot of creativity
sunny side
in
up.
your bracket, actually.
Yeah. No tea and crumpets, I think, kind of threw
I
you
know.
off.
Where was the baked beans?
English
None of that?
breakfast.
I don't make the brackets.
Well, I got the winning bracket here.
I'll bet you do.
I do. So the first one, eggs versus bagels. Eggs takes that. That was a knockout. Mario Yamasaki had to step in and stop that one. The next one, French toast versus waffles. Yeah, or no, it was that bad. Waffles is gonna win that one. Waffles? And the reason why, waffles, because waffles is soft and then you're gonna have it hard. So there's a lot of versatility to that. Then we look on the other side, we got bacon and cereal. Again, that was a landslide. 30-24, bacon takes that one. And then
As
we
a
got
meal?
pancakes. Yes, and pancakes and donuts. Donuts are good all day, but I don't necessarily look at them as breakfast food, so I'm going with pancakes on that. Let's go back to the first side. Eggs and waffles. That was a tough one, very close. But eggs, you can catch salmonella with eggs. So I'm going waffles to win that one. Then we got bacon and pancakes. This was tough. But I had to go pancakes because of the versatility.
What?
Because you could put whipped cream on it.
I think
and you could put
went bacon.
syrup on it. Oh, well, actually, yeah, you're right. So it was
Very
bacon.
definitive with your
Yeah.
choices.
I messed up. Because they messed me up on the break. But the bacon, because it's meat, it's got protein in it. So I'm going with bacon on that one. Now,
Hard sell.
we got
Hard sell.
waffles versus bacon in the main event. And I'm going waffles because you can put them in the toaster and you can carry them around with you and eat them and put them in your pocket.
You can do that
What?
with bacon.
You can't do that with bacon. You're gonna have
waffles in your
greasy
pocket?
pockets. Yes.
You carry waffles in your pocket.
I carry any kind of food in my pocket that I can carry.
And those are Eggos. They're not even good waffles.
Yeah, those are
This is
Eggos.
unbelievable.
It's like a
The
Dr.
bracket-
Seuss book, Waffle in my pocket.
Listen,
Yeah.
I actually had more faith in you. I knew Sanko was going to fail that test. I knew Bisping was going to fail that test. I had a lot of faith in you, and you did not come through for me.
Well, they ruined my bracket.
RJ's going to, you're not going to fail. I think.
No, I'm going to clean this up for you guys real fast. Let's take a look at my bracket, please. All right, like you said, eggs, clear knockout over bagels. Bagels are just, there's more calories in a bagel than in a donut. It's just too dense. You can't do it. French toast versus waffles. Sorry, Freedom Toast, you didn't make it. Waffles to the semis. Moving on, bacon versus cereal. I dig on swine, man. Give me that bacon number 2. It's delicious and it's kind of good for you. Donuts beat pancakes because donuts, like you said, diverse. You can have them for dessert. You can have them for breakfast. You can do whatever you want. Pancakes, you can't put in your pocket.
They're not a breakfast item, though.
Fair enough. All right, on to the finals. Eggs Of course, 1 seed making it to the championship. 2 delicious, little hot sauce, it's great. Bacon and donuts. I went chalk sort of to the championship. Bacon making it to the finals. Now, this wasn't even close. We could have done a bracket of the top 8 breakfast foods that were just eggs, scrambled eggs, omelets, eggs Benedict, eggs in a breakfast burrito. Eggs is clearly the champion. It is the king of all breakfast food, and it can't be beat. All of my 20s, 87% of my breakfast were whatever I ate at night, and then eggs the next morning. Clear winner.
Now, here's my only thing about eggs. Do you know that 80% of the world actually has a food allergy to eggs? Did you know that?
Not my
Weak
80%.
people that don't deserve to eat.
Yeah, all right. Well, I am a big fan of eggs as well as we take a look at my bracket. Clearly, RJ would be #1 on my list if I were wearing a Celtics jacket and I was the judge. 1 versus 8, it's a knockout. This was a play-in game for bagels. They're not even supposed to be here. Eggs moves on. French toast is unbelievable. It's the most underrated breakfast food, and let's not forget, French toast has eggs on it. French toast is outstanding. Waffles can be a little dry. They can be a little too crunchy for me.
Waffles have eggs in them too.
Not my
really.
waffles. Not my waffles.
Cook them in the batter, right?
When we go to the other side of the bracket, again, a knockout blow. This is not Richmond versus Syracuse back in the day. Not happening. My son eats cereal after every single meal, and it drives me absolutely bananas. But he also loves his bacon and sausage in the morning. We couldn't put both, so I'm going bacon. Pancakes over donuts. There's nothing like a fresh Krispy Kreme donut right out of the oven. But that being said, pancakes are a breakfast staple. I felt obligated to go with pancakes here. All right, in the finals, as we are in the Final Four right now, French toast, because eggs are part of the batter, beats out eggs here. I really struggled with this selection. And then bacon. I could eat bacon with every meal. There's bacon ice cream. I could stir my coffee with bacon. I stir my Bloody Marys with bacon. Bacon is the best food on the planet, period. Well done bacon is unrivaled. And I will tell you this, when I did that intermittent fasting and all that keto bullshit, like I couldn't eat breakfast. And what I missed most was the bacon. I know I still need to do it again.
I miss cereal.
Did you know that 97% of the population, when they eat bacon, their eyes bleed? So,
Yep.
if we're making up stats.
Well, and fun fact, if your child drops an Eggo waffle on the couch 6 weeks later, it still preserves it. Pretty incredible.
It preserves itself.
There you go.
That's right.
My dogs would find it so fast.
All the producers in the truck know that I'm a donut guy, so I was happy to see Randall give donuts a little bit of love. The notion that a donut is not a breakfast food is lost on me. It seemed like a lot of you guys leaned into the versatility. I can't make Dean Thomas the champion because the last time I was here, he made the best peanut butter and jelly sandwich, so he was eliminated. He also got all over the place with his waffle description. They're soft, they're hard, they go in the pocket. Totally lost me, Sanko. Today's champion is going to be Dan Helly because he gave French toast the proper respect that it deserves. So I'm going to belt Dan Helly. And also,
thanks,
I felt like you gave eggs a little bit of love.
Thanks, buddy.
And I just thought your passion was there. You also cussed, which makes me feel less bad about swearing on television. So you're the winner, and you're going to get to pick who had the worst breakfast bracket today. And then I'm going to spin the wheel for whoever the loser is. So you, as the winner now, get to determine who was the loser of this year competition.
Thank you. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go with Sanko. And I'm also going to tell you that you have to get back to your real job because Jorge is getting ready to weigh in now. So
I don't want to piss him off.
So Sanko, get over there and spin the wheel
I'll
and
spin
find
it
out
again.
your punishment. He gave it a little spin, but I want you to give a big crank on
Big
that.
old spin.
On that
Big
thing.
old crank. All right.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that is good.
It's going to go and go.
Oh.
Duck hunt talk. Why do I always get the talking one? Can I respin this?
Oh, nope. So you got to talk like Bryce
Talk about
Mitchell
ducks.
with the enthusiasm
All right.
that Bryce
All right.
Mitchell has
that is
about
great.
hunting ducks.
Do I have to say an
30
Arkansas,
seconds.
Arkansas accent? Listen. We're gonna get out. We're gonna get out early. We're gonna get in our blinds. It's gonna be quiet. We're gonna get the dogs. We'll get them all chilled out. All right. We're gonna be in the weeds, in the water. We're gonna be looking for some beautiful hens. And what are the mallards? No, yes, mallards and hens. And we're gonna get our rifles all loaded up, and we're just gonna shoot the shit out of some ducks. And it's gonna be absolutely fantastic because duck hunting is the love of my life. I love ducks.
I
and
hope
hunting
I
them.
don't have to do this.
And hunting them.
That would be amazing.
It's fantastic. If I could do a pig call, I would be doing better. But we had to talk about duck hunting.
Well, there's not
Woo,
a big
pig suey. What?
There's not a big accent in Kansas City, right?
No, but I'm about 100 miles away from having an Arkansas accent. It's pretty easy for me to slide right into.
Can you do a legit cattle call?
Yeah.
Can I hear it?
Really?
Yeah.
I can do it too. Remember, you taught me how.
I did. I taught Dean. I don't want to blow our mics out. But you ready?
Yeah. Go.
You ready?
That's uncomfortable.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then they just come running.
Yeah, I've heard you do that before. No, you've done that in the makeup room. You were doing that one day.
Why?
I don't know, but I walked in, you were doing it.
Really?
Can you just give me one more before we go to Jorge?
You gotta cup your hands. You
Okay.
can do it with me?
Yeah.
What is that?
That's bad.
And they come running.
People are gonna be clicking off after our cattle calls. Jorge Masvidal.
So
one half of our
all
main
the-
event
all the
is
producers in the
stepping
truck know
to
that I'm a
the
donut guy,
scale
so I was
as
happy
we
to see
speak.
Rand little
And,
of the notion that a donut is not a breakfast food is lost on me. It seemed like a lot of you guys leaned into the versatility. I can't make Dean Thomas the champion because the last
He's stepping to the scale as we speak.
he also
170.5 for Jorge Masvidal. As we said, never going to be an issue with him making 170. He's not the biggest guy, but that means he has an easier weight cut, so therefore it won't be detrimental the longer the fight goes. And he's a veteran. He's been around forever. I don't think he's got a history of missing weight, has he?
No, I think, like you said, he probably just chose to sleep in and, float a little bit more in his sleep and take his time.
Like when I used to do 12 pounds, I'd do 6 pounds the night before, 6 pounds in the morning. If you've only got, I don't know, say 8 pounds, you might do 2 pounds at night, 6 pounds in the morning. So,
you guys ready for another game?
Let's
We've
play.
done cattle calls. We've done buck hunting. Now it's time to say who said it. All right, these quotes are from Colby, and they're from Jorge. Okay, you have to guess who said each quote. Write it down on the whiteboard, then we'll flip them around. All right,
Don't be trying to cheat.
Yeah,
let's
Dave.
start with this one. He's not DC. I don't think we need to worry about this. Star Wars is for nerds and virgins.
I mean, come on.
That's.
I think everybody knows this one, right? Let's flip them. Colby, you are correct, my friends. Everybody has one on the board. Good start for Bisping in his maiden voyage. All right, this is another easy one. I gave him a 3-piece with the soda.
Oh, come on. Challenge me, boy.
I know. It's a slow build. It's a slow build here, Bisping. All right, turn him.
You'd be surprised how many some of our guest analysts get wrong.
All right. Everybody is 2 for 2. Okay, number 3. He's a jealous little bitch. He's a jealous little bitch. Who said it? Colby or Jorge? All right, turn him.
Jorge.
Colby.
It was Colby.
Wah, wah, wah.
To be fair, I feel like they both have said that.
Yeah, right.
I can imagine
And you can
Masvidal.
hear, you can hear it in both that are
Yeah.
out
You
of both
said
of
it,
their mouths.
but it was Colby talking about when he got the interim title, and that's
Yeah.
when things changed. Okay, I see this person leaving on a stretcher. I see this person leaving on a stretcher. One talking about the other, obviously.
You're not supposed to flip it.
I know,
You
but
flip
I'm
it.
just way ahead of the game.
Flip
Okay.
it.
I'm confident.
All right, you guys are all correct. Jorge. I hope
Gotta
they're
get it right.
keeping track.
This is
Hey.
visual.
The bad blood is just beginning. He's a backstabbing bum. Who said it? Jorge or Colby? The bad blood is just beginning. He's a backstabbing bum. All right, let's flip him. It is Colby. Bisping's taking a long time here.
You.
I changed my mind.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
I changed my
That doesn't
mind.
count.
No.
Bisping didn't get it right.
What
All
does
right.
it say? It says Colby.
It's 5-5-3.
Uh-huh.
I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money.
I've given up at this point.
I mean, you started so strong.
I got one right.
I think you have 3 right. All right, let's flip them. Colby. Jorge is incorrect. It is Colby.
Ooh.
Boom!
I think Dean.
Boy,
see,
I'm
Dean,
pulling away.
Dean knows 6-5-4 with Dean in the lead. See if this dude. Let's see if this dude will even look me in the eye. See if this dude will even look me in the eye.
I can hear both
I
of them
know,
saying
I
that.
know.
That is, this is not easy. However, there is one correct answer, and we're going to find out right now as you flip them.
I changed my mind.
Jorge, you are all correct. That is Jorge. How about this? 7-6-5 is the score as we go into the final 3 questions. His face is a magnet to crotches. His face is a magnet to crotches. Jorge or Colby? Flip him.
Hold on. His face is a magnet. I'm trying to scientifically break this down.
Jorge, you are correct. All right, Dean is 8 for 8.
I mean, he does know.
All right, there's
pretty
2 to
well.
go, right? This is 10 questions, and who said it? All right, this is number 9. I'm the ultimate professional. I'm the ultimate professional. Who said it? Jorge or Colby? All right, let's flip them. Dean is 8 for 8. It was Colby.
What?
Oh, we're neck and neck now,
Dean is
Sanko.
rolling. He knows these dudes.
I mean,
All right,
yeah.
I've trained hundreds and hundreds of rounds of sparring in American Top Team. Hundreds and hundreds of rounds of sparring in American Top Team. Colby or Jorge?
Hold on. They both have.
Yeah,
Right.
but who would say that?
All right, I think as we turn them around,
I'm
the
just-
answer
listen, I'm
is
just-
Colby. And Dean not only won the
You know
game,
their advantage. He knows
Dean
them.
bat 1,000. Dean was 10 for 10.
Let me go and get my belt.
All right.
All right.
All right, we'll do the wheel spin belt for you.
Let's put that in front of me.
All right, let's take a look at, since we're talking about the belt, let's take a look at the welterweight rankings, shall we? Of course, you have the champ and Kamaru Usman, Colby Covington, the #1 challenger. Jorge Masvidal ranked 6th in the division as we speak right now. And we are lucky enough to have Jorge join us here on set as you're still getting rehydrated. How you feeling, man?
I just made weight, so the guy to my left and lower knows it's not the greatest feeling, but it's a great feeling because I made weight, you know.
Well, let me ask you this, because this is such a unique fight for both of you guys with all that you've been through, and now you're finally facing each other in the octagon. I've been listening to you all week, and you've convinced me that the emotions for you, once the door is shut on the octagon, are not going to come into play. You're going to fight your fight regardless. Do you think we can say the same, though, for Colby in terms of not being affected by the emotions of this week?
I don't give a F what Kobe's going through in his head, really. Whether he's fighting emotional, I'll bring it out of him. I got numerous rounds with him. I know how to get in his head. I know how to play the strings. The reason why I don't get emotional is not that I don't have no emotions. It's just that the reason I got this far is by keeping my emotions in check, you know, by every guy that I've fought, you know. I've rated all my performances biased as I could be, unbiased as I could be towards myself, and the best ones are when I've usually had my emotions in check. So why would I give this guy the edge, you know? I'm going to celebrate way harder than most times after this one, but that's about it, you know?
So you weighed in just a few minutes ago. Most guys like to weigh in as early as they can, but you weighed in a little bit later. It's after 10. So is there any reason for that?
I wanted to get a good night's rest yesterday. I usually I usually am like the first or second guy in the scale the last like 10 fights. But I don't sleep as much. Right? Not that you could, you know, when you're cutting weight, you don't get the best of sleep. But I kind of wanted to get a good night's rest tonight. You know, I got a full 7 hours, woke up, hit the tub, hit the sauna, made the weight easy.
After this fight is over, what's going to happen between you two?
Dean, you know me personally, man. You know me well. You know exactly what's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't got to say nothing. You know very well. You could tell the people back home exactly what's going to happen, what's not going to happen, man. You know where I'm from, and you know exactly how I am, man.
In many ways, this is striker versus wrestler. You know this. How quickly do you expect him to shoot the first takedown?
I think he's going to throw some hard punches and pretend to understand, you know, and then eventually he's going to try to get to my leg, and that'll be the end game, you know, him trying to get to that leg over and over, but I don't see him standing for long once I start tagging him. Now, when I force a stand-up because he can't take me down, that's a different story.
Congratulations on the new contract.
Thank you, ma'am.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You're now among the top 3 paid UFC fighters in history. Given how long the road has been to get to this point, what satisfaction do you have with that contract?
Almost 20 years.
And do you feel like this is what you've always wanted?
Oh, definitely, but I'm not there yet. I still got a lot of check boxes that are unchecked yet that I got to do. Not just regarding money, but accomplishments and things that I want to do, accolades. Since I took the hiatus of a year and I came back, I had a big check box list. I got a lot of them checked off. I still got a lot more to do, you know.
A lot's been made about how much you guys know each other, how many rounds you guys have shared, but we kind of talked about this on the show earlier. You can grapple at 100%, you often grapple at 100%, but you're never sparring at 100%. You know, do you feel like maybe he's never really felt, obviously, the elbows, the knees, full power on display, even though he thinks he might?
He doesn't think that even as delusional as he is, he knows he hasn't, because the few times that the exchanges between me and him have gotten heated, he's gotten frustrated, you know. I mean, Dynamite himself has seen him take the gloves off and walk out of sparring sessions on occasions. You remember the incidences with like Will Brook where he'd start shouting across the gym. You know, Will Brook was a 155-pounder, and the days that he had his ways with Kobe, Kobe would freak the F out, you know, start cursing and making a big scene, so the coaches would have to separate him, you know, because the coaches see too much. Because if you're a real badass, you just go at the person and try to take him out. You don't start making a scene so everybody gathers, what's going on, and then the coaches separate you. If you're a real badass, you just handle the business, try to knock the dude out or submit him, keep quiet about it. But he'd make a scene whenever it wasn't going his way or take his gloves off, you know. So, and get off the mat. Those things were always like, check mark, you know, like, oh, you're a bitch, you know, I got you.
What is the most important thing for you to carve out a path to victory on Saturday?
Just get in his face. Just get in his face and say in his face, he's a bitch.
That simple. Jorge Masvidal, we're looking forward to this one, man.
Guys, like the hairstyle or what, man?
I think it all looks good.
Good.
The no shirt, it all looks good. Let's check out a little more on the main event here.
Okay, when did you first meet Masvidal? What were your first impressions?
At one point, we were pretty close. We had similar schedules.
He wanted to up his wrestling game because he had a good striking game, so he wanted to become a well-rounded fighter. So Masvidal seeked me out. We've been in each other's corners since day one of our careers.
All the way to the top, brother. We're going to the top.
Man, I was there, like, mentoring him through, like, you could do this, you know, don't quit. The reason he's fighting is because of
What you think you know. I mean, there's multiple videos out there on YouTube, you know, of him, you know, saying, hey, he's my best friend.
What's up, Playboy?
What's up, baby? My brother. We were best friends, you know, up until the second that I started reaching that top of the mountain where he wanted to be.
He acts like a punk just to get a reaction, just to get people talking about it. I can't see eye to eye to that.
I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money.
Anytime there's a fight happening and there's bad blood involved, it just makes it so much better.
I'll be at the gym, Colby. If you're hearing this, you little bitch, pull up on me, man. See if this dude will even look me now.
He tried to say that I stiffed Paulino on a fight purse, which is the complete biggest fake news I've ever heard in my life.
As soon as you get a chance to do me wrong, you rip off my coach. So I already knew after that moment that everything would happen. His piece of character has come to life.
Doing better in life, and he's just a jealous little bitch.
I see this fight playing out. Kobe on the stretcher, it's bad, you know.
Masvidal's coming off that knockout. He has a lot to prove. He wants to show the world that he's still the BMF, still one of the best to ever do it.
The bad blood's just beginning. He's a backstabbing bum. After I finish him and expose him in front of the whole world, I'm gonna look, point, and laugh.
And there it is, Colby Covington, Street Judas. We got unfinished business.
I don't know if being under my skin's a good thing. Go check anybody else who's ever gotten under my skin.
Out cold! One of the greatest knockouts you'll ever see!
I come from a hostile place. I love hostility. I deal with it real well.
there's no story better than friends turn foe. And that is what you get with Colby Covington versus Jorge Masvidal.
I hate this guy more than anybody on this entire planet. I want to finish this guy violently. This isn't going to be a baptism. This is going to be Street Judas's funeral.
I can't wait to stand across the cage from this guy. This guy knows his danger number, man. After what I'm going to do to his ass.
You know, I'm going to take all the lessons that I learned from training with George all those years, and those lessons were don't trust the rat. You know, it's time for him to learn his lesson.
So it's been well documented, right? How much these guys dislike each other. But it doesn't seem like once you get into the octagon that is a factor. You've been through this before, maybe not quite to this level in terms of the level of dislike for one another, but how much are you thinking about that on the walk once you actually step in, once the door shuts?
You know what, to be honest, when you're making the walk, when it's time for business, time for you to do your job, you're not thinking about that. You're just thinking about the task at hand. You're thinking about your game plan, all the training that you've done, what you're going to do in those opening minutes, because you can't think about how much you dislike this guy. Of course, you want to be motivated to win, but if you focus on that too much, on how much you dislike this person, it's going to throw you off your game. You're going to make mistakes. When you walk in there, when they lock that door, when the referee says fight, it has to be all cold. Emotion doesn't come into it. That's how it has to be. It's not always like that, but in a perfect world, Dean, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree, because you have to have that respect for your opponent. Like, if you go in there with just the mindset of, I hate this guy, so I'm going to beat him up, that's the stuff you do in a parking lot.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about a professional fighter, you have to have respect for that fighter and go, all right, I respect his skill set. I know he's good. I know what he's capable of. And if I'm not on 100% my game, he's going to beat me. And these guys can't make that mistake.
The only way I feel like it plays a factor is in the finishing moments of the fight. Like, if one of them has each other hurt, the level to which they will take the version of the finish, I think, and that's it. But to your point, Michael, on the walk, in the fight, during the fight, really not a factor. Jorge Masvidal, 51st professional fight, never mind all of the hundreds
backyard
of
fights.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's as stone cold as they come. He's not going to get rattled by stuff like that. Colby Covington, very composed. I don't think it plays a factor until maybe there's a chance to squeeze 10 seconds longer or to throw in an extra elbow or an extra punch. Then we might see a little something extra.
Well, I love the respect he showed for the UFC pioneer from your time working down there in American Top Team with Jorge. And right now, you are the belt holder.
Yeah.
You are the champ.
I thought you guys was going to forget. How could you guys forget? He came in and interrupted me with the belt. The belt looked good. Mwah!
We will not forget that.
Yeah.
And we will not forget that you get to pick somebody to spin the wheel of misfortune.
And because he's never done it before.
Good job.
We got to go all the way to the UK. To
Yeah. Hey,
Michael
enough.
Bisping.
Laura's already been up
She's
as well
already been
anyway,
up there
so
before. And
fair
you've not done
game.
it.
I've always wanted to do this.
Have you?
Okay. Oh, look at that.
Please hit duck.
No, I know. I don't want to do. I don't care. What does that say? Dog hunt.
Yes!
I don't know how to. Can I do one more time just for fun to see what it would have been? Just to see. It's too late. Dog hunt. Oh my God!
It's weighted.
Oh my word!
Well, you got the accent down. We've already established that part.
So it's early in the morning, and we are looking for ducks.
Not British duck hunting.
It's David Attenborough duck hunting.
I like it. David Attenborough, yeah.
Keep it quiet, Dean. These birds are very sensitive to noise. As you take your gun and aim it, do you have it in your sights, sir? I have it. Squeeze the bloody trigger, then. No! Again! You got it, great bloody shot.
Ooh, I've got it.
No.
Well, go and bloody get it then.
Oh, don't get it.
Go on, Dean.
What is happening?
Shit. It's all going wrong. Our pets' heads have fallen off.
All right.
Quite literally.
Let's get back to the actual weigh-ins. This is good.
The duck.
This is
Oh, thank you, sir.
No
good
problem,
improv.
sir.
Now de-pluck it.
I
Pluck the feathers
You
off.
can be done now.
feathers.
You guys.
Oh, we're
you guys
done.
are
Oh,
good.
so that we're staying.
All right. Greg Hardy
Oh, I
is our
didn't sign up
final
for this.
fighter to weigh in. Let's not forget that he showed up here at 295 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm Greg Hardy, fighting out of South Florida, Black Zillions. And Dean, let's get wasted after this one, man. It's going down.
Oh. He looks already wasted.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I saw him on Tuesday, and he was already cutting weight hard.
Yeah.
266, the official weight.
He didn't look confident, though.
He barely made it.
He walks at 310.
Yeah, I mean, I've been working with Greg since the first day he started training until about a year ago. And he's an amazing athlete, but I think the hardest part for him was just transitioning to be a fighter from a football player.
He didn't even play at 310. I think he played it closer to 295, but that's where he got here. As we take a look at the weigh-in results here, the early prelims, everyone making weight. That is good news as we move on to the ESPN prelims. And there's a lot of fights I'm looking forward to on this card, and as usual, a lot of Contender Series alums as well. Jalen Turner and Jamie Malarkey going to be the final fight before we get a look at the main card. Sergey Spivak and Greg Hardy, the heavyweights, will be kicking things off. And then it's the always talkative Kevin Holland, Alex Oliveira, Edson Barboza, Bryce Mitchell. The co-main event, Rafael Dos Anjos and Renato Moicano. And then, of course, the one that we are all waiting to watch, Colby Covington and Jorge Masvidal. There have been songs and shows and movies centered around the power of friendship. But what happens when all the photos, the memories, and the words of nearly a decade long begin to break? This bond is eroding, and you get locked inside a 30-foot octagon. You're either going to mend it or you're going to mangle it. Here's Megan Ali.
2011, Oregon State All-American wrestler Colby Covington lands in sunny South Florida and finds his way to American Top Team. He meets a babyface, Jorge Masvidal, and the two become fast friends. Traveling down the road and back again, Colby makes his pro MMA debut in 2012, with Jorge breaking into the UFC about a year later. For the next 8 trips around the sun, the two would remain close pals and confidants while amassing a combined UFC record of 20-7. The future looked bright. But by the end of the decade, friends became enemies. And according to American Top Team owner Dan Lambert, their relationship became, quote, toxic. Both were asked to leave the gym, and although Masvidal quickly returned, Colby took up shop 50 miles south on I-95 in Miami, Florida. The party was indeed over. So tonight, gifts will be exchanged, and after the dust settles, what will that card attached say? Well, I guess we're all gonna find out together. But with all the love and respect to the great Betty White, at least for 25 minutes or less, we know what it won't say. Thank you for being a friend.
All right, this makes me want to ask you guys how well you know all of your best friends here on set, Michael, or your coaches or your training partners. So there's going to be a number of questions I'm going to ask you guys. And Michael, I think we should start with you.
Okay.
You're the newest one. Why don't you come on over here?
Coming on up.
You're going to, we're going to go one at a time. Michael will go first.
All right.
And
right here?
Yeah, you're right.
Oh.
See that little T right there? I
see it.
Okay. There's 5 questions. All right? Whoever gets the most right is going to win. Obviously, you're not going to cheat. I know you're going to try to do that. All right, let's start with Dean Thomas.
Yes,
Does Dean Thomas have more or less than 23 professional MMA wins?
Oh, wins. I know fights for sure, but wins. I mean, he's been around the block a long, long time. He's very old and decrepit for that reason. I will say yes.
Okay. You are correct. 26 mixed martial arts wins for one Dean Thomas. All right. Other than the Contender Series, Laura Sanko also does color for which promotion and UFC Fight Pass property?
So many to choose from. But it could be, it's Invicta or LFA. I'm going to say LFA.
You got it, LFA. You are 2 for 2, my friend.
Come on,
You said you didn't have any friends. We are friends. Look
I
at
don't
this.
have friends. We are not friends.
Not best friends.
We're certainly not best friends.
No.
How about your coach, Jason Perillo?
What about
How old is Jason Perillo? You have to be within a year.
Okay. 46.
He's 47. You're
come on. I am a true friend.
3 for 3. Don't leave me hanging. Okay.
Well, you're on my bad side.
I know, that's why I came around.
A lot of fighters
I came around.
in your cage. cage. When I'm in there, they're like that, and I just walk off. I have no idea what's going on past my nose.
I get it. Understood.
In more ways than one.
Understood. Your broadcast partner, Brendan Fitzgerald. Okay? You guys work together a ton.
Big time jiu-jitsu player.
A ton.
Tough guy.
He's a white belt.
Likes the cello.
He's a good piano player too.
Ooh, and he'll tell you about it.
But let's talk about his eating habits. Is he a vegetarian, a pescatarian, or a vegan?
Well, he certainly has the physique of a vegan. And he's annoying as a vegan. And he has the strength of a vegan. And if it's on trend right now to be a vegan, he will be a vegan. So I'm going to say vegan.
You are correct!
Wow!
4 for 4!
My powers of deduction are strong.
How do you...
I have no idea what he eats, but I'm like, he looks like a vegan. No offense to all you vegans out there.
Okay, AG, Anthony Giordano is our director.
Yes.
How do you spell Giordano?
Very easy. G-I-O-R-D, Giordano. D-A-N-O, Giordano.
One more time.
G-I-O, that's the first part. R, Gio, D-A-N. Is it N-O? Is it double N or one N? Giordano, one N.
You got it!
Woo!
5,
That's
4,
what I said
5.
the first time.
I know, they just wanted you to reiterate. You went kind of fast. You kind of ran through it.
He's a big deal.
He is a big deal.
Anthony Giordano.
Look at that. Look at the answers.
How can you not know how to spell Giordano's name? A-G, as he's known in certain circles.
All right, have a seat. You're perfect.
All right.
I am perfect.
Let's see if Laura can
Going a
have
little
some perfection
far.
of her own in this contest. Okay, we're going to start with a question about Bisping.
Okay.
Oh!
Does Michael Bisping have more professional MMA fights at middleweight or light heavyweight?
Middleweight.
You are correct. 24 middleweight.
Obsessed over there.
Okay, Dean Thomas holds a win over Kenny Florian, Matt Serra, or BJ Penn. Which of the three has he beaten?
Kenny Florian.
Matt Serra.
No, it is Matt
It
Serra.
is Matt Serra. Dean, I
It's
love
Matt
you.
Serra.
It's Matt Serra.
I'm sorry.
Buddy.
I got the tattoo on my arm.
Oh! I never see your arm.
I'm
All right,
already
so
ahead.
hey, the good news is you can finish second now. Okay?
Great.
All right.
I'm second.
First loser.
Best.
Your coach, James Krause,
We were friends. Good God.
was born in what year? This makes me feel old, by the way. Your coach, James Krause, was born in what year?
86.
Wow, you are right.
Wow.
I've known him 14
Krause,
years.
a young buck. Okay, another Bisping question. Maybe you are obsessed. He stood
I
up.
didn't write the question.
He stood up from his commentating
Yes, you
position.
did.
No.
Among flying beers from an angry crowd while shadow boxing in what city?
Wait, say that again? The beginning.
He stood up from his commentating position among flying beers from an
Yes.
angry crowd while shadow boxing in what city?
I'm gonna say Sao Paulo.
I'll give you a hint. City is in the last part of it. Mexico City.
Mexico City was the correct answer.
I would never got that.
Thank you, Dean.
All right, let's see. We've worked together.
I mean,
we've worked together
I
for a long
actually
time.
thought we were
I'm gonna
friends.
be curious to see if you get this. I know, I did
You
too.
don't pay attention. That is a very famous meme. Brendan Fitzgerald being a vegan under the desk, and me shadowboxing an entire stadium.
I do remember.
And you don't even know what city that was in.
Remember that? I'm sorry.
Oh God.
I knew it was somewhere south. I went. I was
Fake
thinking Brazil.
friendships over here.
I know. I think I'm about ready to feel the same way. Okay, so I call preseason games for what NFL football team?
The Tennessee Titans.
Wow, you got it.
Yeah.
I was actually going to give you two to pick from to throw you off the scent, but you got it right away.
No,
All right,
I
you
know
are
you.
correct. All right, so that's 5. I know she didn't get 5 for 5. Did she get 4? She got 3 out of 5.
Three out of five.
Pathetic.
All right.
Wow. Dino.
Win this.
Come on, Dean.
Look
Win
at
this challenge here.
look
Get at
at
least a tie.
He has these fresh white Pumas
gotta
ready
get at
to
least
go,
At
baby.
least a tie on this one.
Okay. Dean's been done very well today. You were 10 for 10 on one of the previous contests.
sharp.
Okay, what season of The Ultimate Fighter did Michael Bisping win?
No pressure, Dino, but I'm
he's
just gonna
already
say this
taken
right
your
now.
belt.
Wow.
Just
Just
sacrilege.
Just
Like a
no
real friend.
pressure.
Season 3.
You are correct. Season 3. It took him a minute to run through
Best
them all.
season. That's why it's easy to stand out.
Okay. This is a good one. By what method did Laura Sanko secure her professional MMA win? Decision, KO, or sub?
Sub.
You are correct, sir.
I would have bet my life on a decision.
Oh my gosh. Here we go.
Golly.
What state was your co-star and Dana White's looking for a fight? Dana White born.
Maine.
That's a state.
That's wrong. He was born in Connecticut.
Oh!
That's a good. He has a place in Maine, right?
That's your
Yeah,
boy.
Yeah. Oh, that's a tough one.
I would have said Massachusetts anyway.
Okay. What medal did your co-star in Dana White looking for a fight, Matt Serra? What medal did you win at the 2001 ADCC World Championship? What medal did he win?
Silver.
Silver. You are correct.
Wow.
And how many pro fights did our stage manager, RJ Clifford, have?
7.
7 fights for RJ.
It's a career that no one can forget about.
That's right.
Very, very impressive. So,
Boy.
hey, first, second.
First, second,
last.
third. I can live for second. I can live for second.
First, second.
I can also live with being the champion. Dean, it is your turn.
Yeah.
I don't want to have you feeling left out, so please
All
step over there and assign your fate.
As long as they ain't the jelly beans,
Jelly
I'm
beans,
good.
jelly beans, jelly beans.
Please don't be duck hunting again.
Yeah, the duck hunting, I don't.
Whoa.
Shocker.
The shocker. Oh, no.
There we go.
This is painful. It's
heavy.
The anticipation of the
I
shot.
hold it like this.
And you got to hold both, right?
Oh,
Okay.
this music is.
It's
The anticipation. It's always the
Slowly,
anticipation.
Surely, the gradual
Just try not to
build,
think about
and
it. Try not to think about it.
I gotta try that thing.
It hurts.
that was like a delayed reaction.
Ooh.
Mike, you want to go?
Bring it
If you
over
want to do
to
it, you can do
Michael.
it.
I want to try.
Let's do it.
It can't be that bad.
Here's Mr. Big Nuts over here. It's not
It's
gonna
not
hurt
Mr.
me.
Big Nuts, it's Mr. Stupid Nuts.
Oh, here it comes.
Don't think about it.
Just mind over
If you
matter.
flex, it helps.
Michael Chandler didn't
coming.
twitch at all.
Taking the time.
Yeah.
He didn't flinch?
Not
Not
at all.
once. Didn't even bother.
Yeah, because he's a super tough guy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, wow. Look at
When you
that.
said Michael Chandler, I'm like, I have to not. I have with everything.
It hurt though, right?
No.
Did it sting? Like a bee sting? Hey, you have another piece, Man on the Street, kind of going
Yeah.
out talking to some.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing to put two together with the shoestring budget that you guys give me. But because of that shoestring budget, I wanted prizes for our UFC fans, right? So unbeknownst to you guys, I raided all of your closets.
Oh, yeah.
And got some gifts for our UFC fans. Take a look.
Oh, wow.
All right, guys, we're back at the UFC 272 press conference. Our hosts are always bitching and moaning about our wheel. You know who doesn't complain about the wheel? The best fans in the world, UFC fans. Let's put them to the test. So if you spin this wheel, and if you do whatever it says, you win a prize. Do you accept these terms?
Sure.
Spin away! Drink a gross shot. It's good for you. A lot of mercury. A lot of Americans aren't getting enough. What do you think?
I'll swallow.
Can't barf it up.
Okay.
Fire away, down the hatch. Oh yeah, chew it up nice and good. Chew that up. Mmm, delicious. You can really taste the sardine, huh?
For sure.
Well, you've more than earned a prize. Congratulations, you've won an actual Speedo worn by Michael Bisping. Michael Bisping's twig and berries have been inside of this Speedo. How do you feel about that?
I wondered where they went.
Name 10 fighters in 10 seconds. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
Colby Covington, George Masvidal, Rafael Fiziev, Rafael Dos Anjos, Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier, Cain Velasquez. Oh, he's not even on the roster no more. I like Jan Blachowicz, Stipe Miocic, Francis Ngannou. I lost.
Ah, what a loser! Oh, man! Spin away. The shocker. All right, you ready? You sure?
Let's go. Holy shit. Ah, that hurt, yeah.
Is this for like nerds and virgins or something? Come on.
Is it really shocking you?
It's like, I feel it. It's literally nothing.
You're the strongest man alive. This was the actual underwear worn by Bryce Mitchell when he destroyed his nutsack with a power tool.
No way.
That's an actual picture of Dean Thomas's trophy case at home.
Let's go.
You have to drink one gross shot. Drink gross shot! Oh, it's getting so popular.
Well, that's some fiber.
All right, down the hatch, buddy. Yeah. How's that taste?
Tastes great.
It tastes best in one big gulp. Well done.
I gotta take the hat.
The hat. All right, so this hat was actually worn by Laura Sanko when she was artificially inseminating her bulls on her ranch.
Really, Laura Sanko's my favorite person on the UFC right now.
Hey, mine too. So as we all know, John Anik, huge fan of all things New York sports. He actually wore that hat.
That's cool. Yeah,
Right?
I'm a huge fan of his.
So we have one prize left. This is the actual can of spray tan that Dan Hellie uses every morning.
Oh, perfect.
You can be at least
Not
74% as handsome as Dan Hellie when you apply it. All right, well, that's it for me here at the UFC
hate
press
you,
conference
RJ.
for UFC 272. I'm going to go and enjoy the presser, but let this be a lesson to you guys. The fans of the UFC, they did every single one of those wheel of punishments, no complaints, and you guys bitch about it every time. Sack up.
All right. Listen, let me just get one thing straight.
Okay.
I've never spray tan in my life.
Come on, Dad.
And you don't wear a hat when you're artificially inseminating a bull. Everybody knows that.
I mean, come on.
Then why did you guys have those in your closets when I broke in?
Hey, but
The evidence is piling
How'd you get
up.
a picture of my trophy case?
I broke into your house. It'll be
How
full
did
one
you
day, I
get my
promise.
underpants?
I took them off of you while you were sleeping.
Not at all.
There's nothing I won't do for the show.
Too much information.
RJ, you said you wouldn't tell anyone.
That was
It
good.
was a gift.
That was very good. I always appreciate your man on the streets, even when you are making fun of us.
That's, I think, when I'm at my best.
That was well
to
done.
be honest.
And there's nothing to make fun about with these next two gentlemen. They do what we all wish we could do. They make fantastic drinks. John and Johnny Rondi have become sensations on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. My wife is going to love this because she started a little Instagram thing called The Bubble Bitch, and it doesn't even compare to this one. This is unbelievable. They make such tasty cocktails. And by the way, the camera work, the cinematography on these videos that is done by young Johnny is outstanding, and they are nice enough to be with us here in studio. John, let's start with you. Explain to us how this got started and how it's blown up to such a level where you guys
Sure.
internet sensations.
Yeah, well, sure. I'm flattered by that comment in itself because this is personally not my full-time gig, right? I have a job, and so with that being said, maybe I'll pass it to John real quick to kind of give you the prelude to how this really all started. So why don't you enlighten them a little bit?
Yeah, so he actually has 0 years of bartending experience. And so he was making a cocktail one night. Yeah, so he's a home tender. He was making a cocktail one night, and I filmed him on TikTok, and the video blew up. And quarantine hit, we had nothing else to do, so we kept making cocktails. And ever since then, we kind of blew up as this, like, I guess the cocktail thing was cool, but it was more the father-son dynamic that people really enjoyed watching. So we do cocktails, we do food, we do fatherly advice, I'll ask him how to tie a tie or shine a shoe and stuff like that. So here we are 2 years later. We actually posted our first video 2 years last week.
Is that right?
Congrats.
Now we're making,
That's awesome.
now we're making drinks for the UFC.
And it's what, over 3 million followers across all platforms? Am I undercutting you a little
Probably
bit?
more than that.
That's all right.
That's all right.
It's all good around there.
Well over.
We'll get some more after this.
all
That's
good.
fine.
So Dean is not our resident drinker. So
Okay.
you guys have something called the Nerds and Virgins cocktail.
Okay.
It's a virgin pina colada that you can.
Yeah.
That he's gonna make.
We're
I'll
gonna
make it with you.
You want to do that first, so we'll start with that. All right. So let's move some of this stuff out. So it's really, basically, there's some prep work that we had to do before we got here, right? Which is going to include, this is a puree, right? So there's blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, all sorts of good natural stuff, right? Stuff you enjoy. All right. All right. So let's start with you, and we'll just get use this. This is fine. Okay. So one of the things that we do on our page, we don't get too scientific, right? We just go with the flow.
Smart.
So because
Throw
let's
stuff
face
together,
it.
right?
Well,
Let's do it.
like you're at your house, you try to follow, but it's a guide. So just drop a couple of these. These are mint leaves. Just drop them right there in the bottom.
Boop. Hold on, wait, one more.
Just a couple.
Bingo.
Cool.
Beautiful technique.
All right, now this is simple syrup. All this is sugar and water.
Oh, I love sugar.
So just put to your tasting. Go ahead.
Dean loves sugar and water.
All right, cool. All
I
right.
left you a little bit.
Good. That's cool. All right, we're gonna get some squeeze in here, some lime.
Let him do it.
I'm going to let him do it. I'm gonna prep him so he can just see. This is what we go through.
I know.
It's all good. We give and take advice real easily.
Yeah.
And we're Italian, so it's thick on the shoulders. Good. Squeeze that in there, nice. Yeah. Oh boy, nice. Now I wish I had. Well, we'll just use this. So now this is the puree. Just pour. It's supposed to be a couple ounces, but just pour in there what you're
Is it
you're
sweet?
comfortable with. It's sweet, but you also pretty much sweetened it up with that agave. So
There's gonna be a lot of sweetness in there, Dino.
Oh,
Wow, that is a lot.
This is yours, bro. So it's all
Wow.
good. That's gonna be a thick one. But that's all right.
I like the
You like it
sweetness.
thick?
Yeah, it's all right.
Dean likes
Let's
his drinks
get
like he
a,
likes his women.
Yep.
Get that Tom Collins. That Tom,
Jump in the trunk.
Bacon virgin.
Can you get that Tom Collins glass, the tall glass?
Where?
So apologize. This is our first time going live on such a
You're
venue.
doing great.
And
You're
well,
doing
with that
amazing.
being
We're honored to
said,
be a
there's
part of
stuff that's all over the place that we're not sure. So we're gonna figure it out here
Welcome
on
to
the go.
television. That's how we do it
Yeah.
too. We don't
Yeah.
really know what we're doing.
All right, cool.
John, you have such a soothing voice. Like,
I
is
do.
he always
No.
like this, Johnny? Like, does he yell at you ever?
No, never.
I'm on camera, right?
Yeah,
So I shake it up?
So yeah. Just shake that up. Push that on there good. Make sure that's on there good.
Yeah, that'll be bad.
Because
Throw it all over
if
me.
not, and make sure that top is good.
Oh,
So just
this could be ugly.
yeah. Hold on. All right.
Shake it up.
Them.
Hold on.
Point it
That's
the other
okay.
way.
Here, go
Hold
shake
on.
this way.
Let's just make sure it's on there good.
It's good.
So now, when you shake, just
As a
let's
technique to
give it.
shaking?
Well, let's just give it a little something instead of just like a.
Okay,
like
you got it.
You know what I mean? Like let's give it
not
a
the shake
little,
weight you have at
a
home,
little
Dean.
flair. A little flair. So
Yeah,
you come
you
up
need
with
a
your
little
own.
style.
Got it.
Your
Got it.
friends. There you go.
All right.
All right. Cool.
Okay.
Shake what your mama gave you.
So,
Give that man a tip.
so keep going, because your friends are watching you, and they're like going to get excited that you're going to do something. So
This is a classic.
right now,
Having a medical
right now,
incident.
Man, you gotta take notes.
all right, cool.
It's a little aggressive, Dean.
Very
Well, you know what I'm saying?
Now we're going to open this top up here. This is actually, see, you did such a good job. All right.
It's,
All right.
it's so
So
thick
now
at the
just
time
it's
come
gonna be
out.
thick, but that's why I got this. I'm gonna see if this works this way first. Just try and let's get some ice in here first. Sorry.
More ice.
Yeah, more ice in the bottom because we're restraining. So
I need more sugar.
if you do, we can top it off. There's nothing wrong with a
Try to get
a
diabetes
simple.
over there?
Nothing wrong with a
They don't
simple
feed
syrup
itself.
floater.
So, John, there was zero bartending experience for you going into this?
Zero. I mean, I like to host. Like you guys have people over and do things, and so we just pour it away. So yeah, that's it.
Were you active? Yeah, that,
Too much puree, bro.
Yeah, you.
What a
you-
giant version.
It's like blood.
Yeah, you put up a lot.
Keep going. You're
It's
good.
gonna be good though.
It's gonna
Give
make
it
it-
as you're doing it. Shake it a little
Yeah.
bit. Like don't. There you
There you
go.
go.
See, there you're kicking it out.
there you go.
Oh, there it goes.
Actually looks
Keep
kind of
going.
yummy.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's a beautiful
All
color.
right, now
Very
stop.
ruby
Now stop
red.
there. Stop.
good to me.
Let's
Making
see.
me
There's in one of these boxes. There should be.
Wait, right here. Seltzer.
No, just regular seltzer. Where is it? No, this is grapefruit.
What do you want?
Oh, you can put some.
There should be
some
Oh,
soda.
here it is. Here it is. I got it.
No, exactly.
So this is ginger
Why do you
beer.
think
Oh, I love
this?
Okay. No alcohol. Not to be confused because the word beer. But yeah, crack that open. Hopefully didn't shake it too much. And just
Tap it down.
there you go.
Thought
Pour it
I
up.
could take
Top it.
closer look.
Wow.
Top it off.
Top it.
Yeah.
A little fizzy, right?
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
And see, I brought
Beautiful.
this nice little thing. Just drop it right in there. Just drop it right in there. You can drop it in there just for a little look. Boom, look, see.
That's gorgeous.
Man,
All right.
I don't know
So-
if we have a straw.
John and Johnny, you're actually going to grade each of us as to who makes the best cocktail. all
Okay.
Right. So
Oh, good.
Dean, obviously the first one out of the gates.
Uh-huh.
So just keep in mind. Let's go like 1 through 10, but you're gonna have 4 more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take a sip,
This
though.
exact one or all the?
No, we're gonna
oh,
make
do all-
different
oh, good,
ones.
good.
There's
Thank
gonna
you.
be booze in this
We're
room.
running out of- I ran out of
There's no more
ingredients.
How
already.
does it taste?
So,
He's tasting
I
it.
mean, it's not
yeah,
alcoholic.
I
That's got
mean,
no alcohol.
I don't know if you guys' diabetes can handle it. Like,
Well,
I think we got it.
we should really have a straw for you, but that. Is that all right?
Okay.
Delicious.
You made it.
So
You
do we
made it.
want to do
Sweet.
the grades? Do we want to give a grade now, or do we want to wait until the end? That would be my question.
Let's wait till the
Well,
end.
we have a.
You want to
we
wait till the
have-
end?
I mean, that's the way of picking
We-
a clear winner, though,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Just-
You know what I mean?
Let's wait till
I
the
want to
end.
see everybody. Yeah, I want to see.
Yeah, you want to see everybody?
Yeah.
But
Fair.
let's help you out here with our
Okay.
grading. We have a grading system. When we do tastings of seltzers and sodas, it's part of our page, our format.
Okay.
Rather than go 0 to 10 or 0, 1 through 5, it's thumbs up, thumbs down, or in the middle.
This.
So that's
Like
so this way
gladiator.
you get the
Yeah,
benefit. You get the
exactly.
you get the benefit of the doubt. It may not be
Okay.
my taste, but we'll give you
So
the
there's
benefit.
three. There's three in your
Yeah, up,
system.
down. Yeah.
What?
How's it taste?
It's great.
It's good. I bet you that's really good. I wish we had some.
It tastes like
strawberry.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to eat the rest of the day after you drink that.
Oh, I know.
What do you guys want to make next? What's
I want to
Jalapeno.
kick up. Let's get a hollertini going.
right.
Kick in the, what do they call it? A holler kick in the head.
Howler head kick espresso
Howler head
martini.
kick,
Nice.
espresso
This is me and
martini.
Laura?
Yeah.
I'll make this up.
Okay,
Right.
now
All right.
listen, I just want to say, this is perpetuating a very nasty stereotype of me. But if I drink in the morning, I can't be held responsible. If I'm
That's
found
all right.
running naked down the strip later today, absolutely
You'll be fine.
hammered,
You're
it's not
good,
my
man.
fault. I did it for work.
Blame us.
I will.
All right, let's move all of that out
that's
of
the
the
fun.
way.
Conor McGregor yelled at DC for
Don't
drinking on
need
this
that.
show.
Oh, I know.
You might get it.
What a loser.
Okay, strawberries out of the
I
way.
got my back to everybody.
So these are going to be the essential ingredients. You have your
Okay.
hollerhead, you have your coffee liqueur, and we have some simple syrup, and then we have real espresso.
Ooh.
Okay?
Okay.
So we'll get ourselves
Yeah, I'm grab it.
another, some of these things. Don't want to, see that one, you're going to do one, or you're not going to do one each? Or how do you want to do it?
One each, I
Because
believe.
I
So we
think
need
we're
two of these.
competing here.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
one each.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, so
There you go.
let's just make sure. this
Thank you.
Oh, is that mine? Thank you very much. Are you going to talk us through it first?
Yeah, I'll talk to you. I'm going to tell you, listen, I'm going to give you the ingredients. Why don't I give you the ingredients?
Why
This
don't
is
you
how
do
we
the
do.
ingredients?
And then let you
Dana,
guys do it.
no pressure.
There you
Oh,
go.
my God.
He's here.
The boss man.
The boss is here.
My man, I had so much fun with him yesterday.
All right.
What a great guy. Really, I was so just taken back by
He's great.
his generosity, his just being a real person. That was cool.
Let's get over the drinks and stop sucking up the Dana. That is a hell of an American.
I think it's a great.
Michael's thirsty.
All right. So okay, there's yours. So that's how we'll do it. Here is espresso. This is liqueur.
Okay.
This is simple syrup. This is your hollerhead. These are the ingredients that go in here. I'm gonna just set you. Let's put some ice. Put ice in there.
Yeah, I need some ice.
We'll get some ice in there.
How are you doing with your hands?
Yeah, it's this is far from ideal,
It's fine.
but we're gonna.
Live TV, John.
Yeah, I
work.
see that. All right, so we just have. You don't need both
Okay.
of these. You just give me these.
All right. Just
Okay.
go for it?
So listen, go for it.
All
These
right.
are your three
Oh,
ingredients.
we're just doing it
You're
ourselves.
just gonna do it now. Again,
Okay.
you want us to judge which one
Okay.
best. So balance it out however you see fit.
You should be warned, John. There's not going to be a lot of balance in a Bitch Things cocktail.
That's all good.
I mean,
He's like to overcomplicate it.
a little bit more.
This is gonna be great. This is gonna be great.
Okay, so hold on.
Are there two
So hold
of
on, what are
these?
we doing?
You're
Is it
good.
like
Yeah,
a martini?
do it.
It's
like a
espresso.
martini.
It's like
It's
a
An
espresso
espresso martini.
Wow.
So we don't want
Yeah.
too much then.
Not too much,
Of
yeah.
the little bit of syrup.
Yep.
Not too
There you
much. That's just the right amount.
I mean,
feel.
Dean used the whole bottle, so there's
That
really not.
has-
I saved you a little bit.
Coffee
Don't worry about it.
liqueur.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a smidge of this because I don't like it too
Make sure that's on.
coffee-ish.
Okay.
Does that look
A
good?
smidge-a-rooney of that. What else we
Yeah.
got?
Hold it
Then
on
actual
top.
espresso.
Where's the espresso?
Here's where I'm
This?
going to win this competition. Are you ready?
Oh, go ahead, shake it up.
Oh, that's
yeah,
a good
but
steak.
I
Yeah.
cannot compete with that.
Maybe.
A little bit of that, just a little smidge. Then
That's already a gif on the
top
internet.
off.
I'm trying to hold very still,
Yeah,
actually.
I've noticed you tried.
I'm only going to move my arm.
Yeah, I think that's on good.
All right.
All right, are you done?
Yes,
You ready?
I think
so,
I am.
So
Fifth
we'll
thing's
let
done
you,
this
you're
before.
all good too? Let's get some of these.
Once or twice.
Let's get this out of the way.
He knows what he's doing. He's got it.
I actually kind of want to taste those.
Looks like you're about to spray paint something.
I know, I feel, oh yeah. Give it a bang,
Yeah.
Yeah, a little low on the steak, actually.
So you're ready.
Watch it. Watch it. Yeah.
That's another gift.
Audience.
Let's go skiing.
All right, first. Yeah, there it is. And the pour.
I have done this many a time.
Yep. There
That's
you go.
cold.
That's great. Oh, no, keep going because you got some good foam on top.
Oh, I
Foam's
do
going to come
some
at the
good foam.
bottom.
Oh,
There
yes.
you go.
Is my foam
Presentation.
good? My foam
That
is
That
good.
foam's
Okay.
good. Now you got more foam in there. That's
All
great.
right.
Good. Drop that down. Put that down.
Do I garnish with a few beans?
Yep, put it down. We're going to do 3 beans.
Oh, specifically
Wow, you can
three.
see the right. There's a big difference already in color.
It's got legs.
Isn't that
Let his
something?
foam
It's got
his
foam. Look at that.
Look how
What
different
is
the
wrong
colors
with
are.
yours? It's very different.
Let his settle. Give it some time.
Yeah. So now, traditionally, you put 3 beans on top of an espresso martini, and there's.
I like 4 beans. I've always
you
been
go
a 4-bean
for it.
kind of
Okay, you
guy.
go
I'm
for it.
sorry.
Hey, John, I feel like
sig-
the color for what this drink is supposed to be is better in Senko's.
He's trying to tell me that there's a significance in 3 beans.
So
So I'm going to
is-
follow instructions.
Okay, so
Personal preference. I don't like it too
He can make-
coffee-ish.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Look at how mine are floating in the foam.
Nice.
Yeah, his is straight howler.
It looks weird with 4.
That's why it looks.
You're right.
It doesn't.
No, see,
Oh, no, it's ruined now.
Never happened.
Yeah, now we're gonna put our lips on that.
Cheers.
All right, cheers.
Indeed.
Cheers.
Cheers, Sanko.
Okay.
Hold on.
Are we friends again?
Oh, it smells
Were we ever?
delicious.
This is good.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going with. Let me taste it, Michael. Let me
Schmammered.
That's strong.
Yeah.
Good, though. We should
Yeah,
get
it's pure howler.
let's do this.
All right, what do we have next?
Now we got
It's you and me, Helly.
Well,
Can I
so
taste yours?
Yeah.
how are we going to evaluate those 2?
We've all been
John,
we've all been vaccinated. This
Oh,
is
just
fine.
on the performance, not on
Yeah.
the taste. Okay,
Right.
got it. All right.
Too much coffee.
This is gonna
Ooh,
be strong.
That's too much
yours is
howler
like
head.
way too much howler head than yours.
All right,
Just
get
the
out of
howler head to the
Yours is a
coffee.
howler head shot.
Give it these.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm thirsty watching this.
All right,
Mine's
RJ.
straight howler.
We doing a little Paloma here, John?
We're going to do, a Mezcal Paloma.
I've been trying to dazzle up my alcohol. This is
Masvidal.
perfect.
Mezcal Paloma.
Masvidal Mezcal. Now, we have some, I'm going to, again, let you make a decision. These are your ingredients.
Okay.
So we've got.
I can smell it.
Where's the lime? Where's the cut line?
What do I say about our shoestring budget?
It's work.
I need to
Can
be
I get
hands-free.
Oh.
I like it.
Can I get a glass?
Yeah, it's a
The,
very cool
cocktail
omelet
glass.
you got there.
Okay.
I've drank with Helly. I need both hands for this.
That's a good point.
I need a,
So
right there.
So these are one of each, right?
So I want to show you, what we're doing here. So, okay. Are you up for a little bit of a challenge? We have time?
Yeah, we have all the time in the world. It's on YouTube.
All day.
Okay. Let me get your ingredients going here. We'll do it the same way, just to be fair. Okay.
Johnny, can I ask you a question while we're getting set up here? Was your dad, like, did he know how to use Instagram and TikTok, or did you have to educate him on the process?
Did he know what it was?
I don't even know. I still don't know what it
didn't
is.
know what it was. Like the first time I took the first video, my sister told me to download it. Well, shout out Diana. And then I had it on my phone for like a week. And so the first video blew up, and I was like, let's just keep doing it.
What was the very first video?
Oh, man. So I think you actually showed it. It was a Manhattan.
That was it. That was the very first one.
So I walked up and I was like, hey, what are you making? He's like, Manhattan. And at the time, if you look back, he messed it up like pretty poorly. But it's all good. Like now we do like a bunch of Googling before, make sure everything's sort of down pat.
Right.
And I handle a lot of like the editing. And revisions. He tries to handle production. But
How many cameras? Is 2 camera shoot?
just one.
Just one?
We keep it
our
all
YouTube
really-
guys over there.
Yeah.
So for YouTube, it's a little more advanced.
Okay.
Our security guy there too. Yeah.
Security guard
Uncle
back
Steve.
there. Uncle Steve.
You have a security guy?
He's right there.
Yeah, cyber. Very
Look at
experienced,
his really
talented
guy.
guy.
Look at his pinky.
Wow.
ring.
Unbelievable.
Now, when you told me
I
you're going
get-
to the UFC, we need security. He's like, am I going to have to fight Bisbing in case something goes down?
Oh,
Yeah, we were
I don't know.
hoping. We were hoping.
He's on
Slamming
business
that
now.
howler head for a while.
Yeah,
we were
I don't know
hoping.
what's going to happen.
By the
with him.
end of
size.
that glass, he's gonna fight somebody.
His is pure howler head.
Let's see. So.
Oh, it's strong.
All right, just want to make sure I got always.
Okay.
So,
So
okay.
what are we?
This is gonna be last. Well, I got to coach you through this just a little
Does
bit.
RJ have? Because we need more.
Are you gonna do one too, RJ?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. All right, so 2
Oh, good.
glasses.
So we
Chopped
just
liver?
No.
Mike in my
Sorry.
shirt for a reason.
He can just use
like a
that
tie.
one right there,
We'll
right?
use this one. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is yours. This is yours. Get another tumbler over there.
Where?
See where you got.
You don't have
first
any
one.
more.
There's only one tumbler.
We can just reuse
No,
it.
there's got to be a
You
second.
got one. I got one.
Yeah, there we go.
When
There we go.
I make my cocktails, I'm half drunk
There we
anyway,
go.
so it
There
doesn't
you
have to
go.
be perfect.
Perfect.
So I'll have to set you guys up here again with this. You're gonna share in this. Huh?
Got our
No, I don't need
salt
that.
and our sugar right here.
Nope.
Bomb.
Oh, that's
I'm
great.
stealing this.
Okay, so we have the mezcal. We got mezcal.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't have agave. We're gonna go with simple syrup.
Okay.
We're gonna do a little lime juice too, and lemon and grapefruit juice. Where's the
Okay.
cut pieces?
Grapefruit.
All right.
Yeah.
What's the
so
first
you guys
thing? Just
start.
agave?
You can start with your gut.
This is the
That's mezcal.
mezcal.
Oh, mezcal, excuse me.
So pop
In-
it
in,
in. Yep.
Lime. Limes.
I feel like I'm winning already.
Okay.
I wouldn't go that far. You want a lime? All right, I'll give you two.
Okay.
Give you two.
Why don't you?
Lime prevents scurvy. It's very important. Add it to your
100%.
cocktails.
Yeah, split it.
So does just taking a vitamin C tablet.
That's true.
Valid point.
I feel like I just
You can
slurred my
squeeze some
words.
grapefruit.
I'm already hammered.
I'm gonna take.
That's grapefruit. Yeah, you can do what you want.
There's
You
a
can do what you
vitamin
want.
C
You can have
tablet.
good one. I'm getting a big piece, small piece.
Oh, yeah.
I like a lot of grapefruit.
Yep.
A lot of grapefruit.
Oh, you're gonna take both.
Take that.
Paloma.
That's great.
I'll squeeze this one so she just did a little
Okay.
half squeeze.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Then we've got. I'll give you a choice of what lime you want to put in there. How
Is
much
it bad
lime?
at my
It's a
house
preference.
if this thing is in the sink every single night after cocktails? I mean, literally every night.
Hey, has a single member of your family gotten scurvy?
Nope.
There you go.
Nope.
That's why.
My wife
Sure.
is very
Keeping
safe
'em healthy,
from
man.
scurvy.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna do a little more.
Has anyone had scurvy since
Okay.
Pirates?
I was going to say, are we living in the 1800s?
Eating limes.
Is there another tumbler?
No.
Oh.
You good?
Okay.
Okay.
What's next?
Now what?
All right.
You got your. You guys both did. We got mezcal.
Simple syrup, right?
Put some simple syrup in there. You got your.
I like to do a
lime.
splash,
Got
almost
some
like a
grape.
syrup whisper, if you will.
Okay, syrup. You're the syrup whisperer. We'll go with that.
Salt and sugar.
Well, so this is what I was
for the
going to
rim?
do. Well, this is for a rim. Do you guys want to try to do your own rim?
Yeah,
you
let's
could
do-
use. You could use.
Yeah,
I'll
RJ,
give you the
fan of rim.
choice: salt or sugar. Or what I like to do is salt and sugar.
Okay.
So you guys make your decision how you want to, before you shake, how you're going to
I
finish
feel like it just
the
gets
drink.
in the way.
Then you don't have to do it at all. Then you don't have to do it at all.
I'm chugging.
You guys want to do it?
Yeah, I'm gonna do
Could very
sugar.
well lose
I
my
like the
competition
mixture actually of it.
Okay, so
gonna
if
take
you're
a
going to
note.
do the mixture of sugar, first we've got to let's use this. This is
Good
yeah.
idea.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, we got a little sugar.
Barty's not
a
gonna
little
do this.
No.
Salt and sugar mix.
Okay. Yeah, this is very interesting. State of the art.
Salty, savory.
State of the art.
Salty,
Now I
sweet.
need a wedge for you. Hold on one second, because if we're going to do the. Oh, I got it right here.
Okay.
All right, so first with the
Need a
glass.
little palate chaser before
There you
we
go.
Get going.
So
Take a sip of that.
rim your glass
Yep.
with the lime, because that's how the moisture is going to hold on to the. There you go. Cool.
Okay.
Now
You can
knock
really taste
yourself
the monkey
out.
spirit.
Get
Good,
that.
man.
Yeah. All right, now I feel like mixing. Okay.
Done.
Ooh.
It's well done. Okay.
Okay, now put your top on there. You got your top?
Yeah. Top.
Oh, yeah. You don't want a top?
All right.
You
Yeah.
want to stir it?
All right. Shake them up.
Shake them up good.
You gotta do this, right?
He's got the technique.
All right,
yeah,
and a pour.
Okay, yep, and do your pour.
And then
but
you do-
leave some. But go ahead. We're gonna put ice in there. Never mind.
No.
We're gonna.
Fun glass.
We're gonna.
Where do we get those?
I'll just hurt myself.
We gotta put ice in
Low
these
on the-
guys.
I think mine's ready.
Low on the floor.
I'll go
they
here.
made
Oh,
UFC
and you're-
Wait. Okay.
And
Hold on. Okay. So. Okay. You guys. You do you. Okay. So what I did. Wait.
It
hold
tastes
on.
best in big gulps.
One
I
with
see.
that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Yes.
grapefruit seltzer.
That's what I need.
So there's a couple
I like
ways you
to
could do
cut
it. You could squeeze the grapefruit in and then just do soda. I'm gonna just make a
We
suggestion.
already drank
Please
You
top me
could.
off, John.
You could just have
You
a little
just
tap
pounded
off
it?
here.
That's
Yeah,
Well,
a big gulp.
Okay.
It was a big gulp.
I do it in different
Even
phases. Where's my mezcal? I need some
To each
more.
their own.
Oh,
bro.
over here. Give him some more mezcal. Please. You can make a real quick one. Oh, I like that. See, this is what you do at your house. You impised. But can we give you some ice?
Yours, is that any good?
Can we please give you some ice?
Oh, he's gonna pound it. Oh.
Wow.
Oh no. Oh.
This is off the
What kind of show
rails.
is
This is off the rails.
That's unbelievable.
Oh Lord.
Mine's better.
I think
It's not
yours
even
is
noon
good.
yet. All right, guys.
follows
You have your rating
Oh, it's
system.
terrible.
Thumbs up,
It's
thumbs down,
gross.
sideways.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with Dean.
Can't believe you made that.
Okay, so Dean, I got my first thought about Dean is it was made with a lot of
Love.
real passion and you know
Sugar.
with a taste in mind. I enjoyed that. That was a
Thumbs
good
up?
look. Yeah.
Both of you?
Oh, thumbs up.
Johnny?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go Bisping. Well, Bisping and then Senka. Let's start with Bisping.
All right, Bisping, because he's over there.
Yeah.
Because he's way over there on that side.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him this way. I'm gonna give him this
Oh.
way. Only because
I can still get you.
Yeah, I know. You're a big dude. I know.
I got
You're a
no
big dude.
knees, but I reckon I can still catch you.
I believe, because I didn't get the taste, but just something told me that was a little too light on the espresso piece of it.
Not for me though. I don't like coffee in my drinks.
Then
not following
it's good for you.
He just
Perfect.
like
It's like little
man, we'll give you
turds on the
thumbs
top
up.
of it.
thumbs up. Okay, thumbs up. All right, Senko.
That was easy.
Yeah, you're actually looking.
Yeah, I really wanted.
Say that.
I wanted to
Yeah,
drink
yeah.
that.
Right.
Thank
That
you.
I mean,
was,
come on.
My beans are still floating.
Yeah.
Your beans are floating, and the-
Shaking.
All
and
she
the-
had to do
and
was
the
shake the
important
drink.
part-
Thumbs up, guys. Thumbs up.
Good thumbs
All
up.
right, this guy and this guy, Dan and RJ. All right, how about RJ just wants to
I
drink?
think if you're at a fraternity house, if you're in college, RJ's your guy. Right?
Straight to the point.
Just get right to
I don't.
it.
I didn't get
I'll
to
give
taste
you-
my drink, John.
But for
You're
your
getting a
style,
thumbs
but for
up.
your style, what are you giving him?
I don't personally do that. I don't.
You don't like to have a good time.
No, I
get it.
love having a good time,
I get it.
RJ. I love it. But you
Who
might-
had the most fun?
You did. You're
sure,
the
you did.
guy.
I
You're the
went
thumbs
guy.
up on the
You're
fun
the guy.
side.
So I'm gonna have to go here with you, and then your thumb.
Thank you.
That was
How about
that
the
was good.
overall winner for the day?
Who's going home with the belt?
My lady.
Of course.
Oh,
no!
This is nonsense. This is nonsense.
I'm slightly inebriated while I go to get this belt.
She nailed it.
I'll bet it was.
She got the full. This is rigged.
Only because she's a woman.
Just because she's a woman. She's a woman.
I followed you on Instagram last night to check out your stuff.
Thank you.
Super happy
Awesome.
for you.
Appreciate
Very
it.
awesome. Somebody's going to spin our wheel of misfortune.
Yeah, Michael.
All
I said it. I won this because I'm
thanks for
a
trying out loud.
Not the bloody duck again.
Did we get to spin that wheel?
I hope you get the jelly beans.
I hope so.
Hey, Bisping, after you spin, John and Johnny want to go for a spin. All right, so you spin once, they're going to
You want to spin on this?
We're going to spin.
Yeah.
Hey,
Good.
you go.
Head on over there. Let's go.
Beans.
What are the beans? I don't know if I want to do that.
No.
The shark.
The
shocker.
Oh. So now I get to spin again?
No. Oh my God!
What's so bad about the jelly beans?
So this is our conglomeration. So some of the jelly beans on here are delicious, and some of them are terrible. There's some of the jelly beans are earthworm, soap, vomit, rotten egg, dirt. So pick one, and maybe it's a delicious one, maybe it's a terrible one. That's the
It
deal.
shouldn't be too bad because you got to remember I have to tolerate my wife's cooking on a daily basis.
So you're well prepared.
This is
for
probably going to be the best thing I've ever tasted.
Do I smell it first?
The woman has
right down the hatch.
To the sink.
Ready? So what are we getting here? What are we tasting like?
Delicious.
Yeah, I got a good one.
You got a good one?
I got a good one.
Oh,
really
that's disappointing.
It is.
That's extremely.
Spin the wheel. I'm the champ.
What? I've got the belt. I've got the belt. We're going out.
I'll do another one.
All right, here we go.
Go along,
Spin.
friends.
That was a smooth.
Social media, this is too perfect.
Wow.
So we get to take your phone
It's going downhill a
and
little
on
bit
your
now.
Instagram,
Oh, hell no.
on your story,
Nice.
post whatever we want.
Nice.
You want to play the game? Hand it over. Hand it over.
What did you get?
I don't know. Jelly beans.
I hope he's got a full charge.
okay.
I do. I got it.
You did it on purpose.
You got battery on that?
Yeah.
He's chasing it down.
I'm running
All right.
away.
Now, while
That's funny.
So you check that out, and we'll do.
Right back.
Take us home, Helly.
While we're doing
Take
that,
us home.
we're going to say goodbye. John and Johnny, thank you so much for joining us. The drinks were outstanding.
Yes.
Thank
Follow
Yes.
them on Instagram.
You all look a lot better.
TikTok.
after this. Much more handsome, all of you.
YouTube.
Yep.
All right, so make sure you follow them on Instagram because we're going to be on here in a
Why don't you
second.
start
Oh,
recording
absolutely.
the end of the show here as the official UFC 272 weigh-in show is coming to an end. RJ, you want to put a little message on there? Are you going to do the selfie style, or what are you going to do?
So there's the cameraman.
Yeah.
That's not embarrassing.
Yeah, baby.
We're doing it.
Well, RJ,
You
take
guys
this
made the
away.
right decision. The right
Say
decision.
goodbye for everybody, guys. That was the official UFC show. I'm Dan Helly. For Michael Bisping making his first appearance, for our champion once again,
First and
Laura
last.
Sanko. For Dean Thomas, the best shaker on the planet, and RJ getting have a break. I mean, they didn't hit a single deer on this show. They didn't take any of them down. Thanks for watching, everybody. The ceremonial weigh-in show starts at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern from here in Vegas. We'll see you on Saturday.
Thanks. Oh, my God.